1460 KXNO.
It's time for baseball. Iowa Cubs baseball. Today's broadcast begins with the On Deck Circle pregame show, a preview of today's game. Now from the On Deck Circle, here's Dean Ellis.
Following a split of 4 ball games in Colorado Springs, the Iowa Cubs have moved on to Salt Lake City to take on the Stingers, the top farm team for the Anaheim Angels. Good evening, everyone, from Franklin Covey Field. A beautiful evening here. We've got just a very light breeze, sunny conditions, and the temperature in the 70s for the Iowa Cubs and the Salt Lake Stingers. They lead the Pacific Coast League Pacific Division, or the Pacific Conference in the Northern Division. They have a 2.5-game lead on the Sky Sox. They've been an up-and-down team for the most part. They've been a hot team. They did recently have a 6-game losing streak, but right now a 3-game winning streak. But the Stingers are 19-14, coming off a doubleheader sweep of the Omaha Royals. And the Iowa Cubs, after losing last night and splitting 4 games in Colorado Springs, have a record of 13 wins, 22 losses. They are 7.5 games behind Memphis in the American Conference, Northern Division in the American Conference, as the Redbirds lead that division by a game over Nashville, 5 over Omaha, and again 7.5 lengths ahead of the Iowa Cubs. Cubs are 4 wins, 15 losses on the road, so it has been a struggle on the road, but again, some promising signs in Colorado Springs and splitting those 4 games. The Cubs, for the most part, other than the first game, got very good pitching, even in losing last night 4-2. Sergio Mitre had a strong outing. Looks like the bullpen has settled down a bit after they had a rocky homestand recently back at Principal Park. So things are starting to solidify for the Iowa Cubs. And also of note today, Todd Walker is here, down from Chicago on rehab. He had been in Arizona for a few days, got some at-bats in there with the extended spring training team. 18 at-bats there, but Todd Walker is batting second, playing at second base, and will probably play 4 or 5 innings. We'll see how he feels during the course of the game, maybe longer, and at least 3 at-bats for him. Formerly played here in Salt Lake when they were a Twins affiliate, but Todd Walker now with the Cubs, and he's here on rehab. He will bat second for the Iowa Cubs. First time this season, the Cubs will use a designated hitter, and the DH tonight will be David Kelton for the Iowa Cubs. Handling the pitching duties, Darren Oliver for the Cubs, his second game since he was signed by Chicago. And Corey Lee, like Darren Oliver, a lefty, Corey Lee will pitch for the Salt Lake Stingers. Let's take our first break of the night. Again, this is Iowa Cubs baseball coming your way from Franklin Covey Field. It's Saturday, so it's time for our baseball flashback feature. We'll be visiting with Kirby Puckett on Baseball Flashback. That's coming up in just a moment, as we will continue from the On Deck Circle here at Franklin Covey Field in Salt Lake on KXNO.
America's premier water softening salt, Morton System Saver Salt, is a proud sponsor of Iowa Cubs baseball. Best of luck to the Iowa Cubs from Morton System Saver Salt. Always look for the familiar yellow bag for all your soft water needs. With Morton System Saver pellets, you'll feel the difference. Morton now offers the complete soft water system. For soft water, nothing works harder, guaranteed. Morton System Saver Salt.
Coventry Healthcare of Iowa proudly supports the Iowa Cubs. The same traits leading to a sport's success are found in an effective health plan: strength, flexibility, excelling at fundamentals. It's why hundreds of local employers have picked Coventry for their health coverage. They win with best-in-class service, a large team of participating providers, and a playbook full of affordable product options, because good health is everything. By focusing on doing one thing well, Coventry will continue to not only be competitive, but a leader in their league. It's a formula for success iCub squads have always known.
The press conference is about to start. We're waiting for the digital duo, the broadband heroes from Mediacom.
There they are.
Hey, everybody.
Thanks for coming.
Is it true?
Absolutely. Mediacom's digital one-star pack delivers up to 150 channels and includes stars and on-demand.
It's awesome. Start the show on your schedule and control it like a DVD. You can't do that with a dish.
The digital one-star pack is just $29.95 a month as part of our combo deal that includes high-speed internet. Also just $29.95.
Up to 50 times faster than dial-up.
How do we get it?
Just call 1-877-82-CABLE.
Uh-oh. Slow downloads on Ingram Street.
It looks like Mediacom to the rescue. Thanks, everybody.
Call 1-877-82-CABLE and get the digital One-Star Pack and MediaCom Online for just $29.95 each for a whole year. All services may not be available in all areas. Limited time offer. Some restrictions may apply.
1460 KXNO.
Kirby Puckett, our guest on Baseball Flashback. And, Kirby, you want to go back to your rookie season. Talk about the story behind getting called up and maybe a veteran and influence for you, somebody who took you under their wing when you got there.
Well, yeah, I got called up May 8th in 1984, and I'll never forget it. I called up to the big leagues, and I'm way across the map in Maine playing for AAA, and got rained out 3 days in a row. And Cal Irma comes to my room and knocks on the door and tells me I just got called up to the big leagues. And so I leave about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and here I am, and I'm trying to make it across, and I get to Atlanta, and 3 or 4 flights of mine have been canceled or something wrong with the windshield. And as it turns out, I'm like 4 hours late to get to Anaheim. And I get to Anaheim, I got $10 in my pocket, and there's nobody there to pick me up. I don't know what to do, So I just go ahead and tell the cab driver. I said, look, I just called up to the big leagues. You see my bags, they got my bats and everything. I says, drive me to Anaheim Stadium. I said, when I get there, I have a travel secretary to pay for you or whatever. He was a good guy. I don't know what his name was because I would have took care of him, but he drove me right to the ballpark. I left a bag in his car to make sure that I wasn't lying, and went in, and the guy came out and paid him, and got to the ballpark, and I looked and saw those triple decks. I was like, oh, my God, this is unbelievable. And before I know it, the stadium was filling up, and they all came to see us play baseball. And I didn't play that first night, but the next night I played, and I went 4 for 5 the next night. So for me, from there, it was history.
I was going to say, talk about that 4-hit game. Your first big league hit came off who?
Jim Slayton. Jim Slayton threw me a slider. Actually, the first at bat, he threw me a fastball away, and I hit in the hole, and Dick Schofield backhanded threw me out, bang, bang. And I told Rod Carew, I said, Mr. Carew, I said, man, in AAA, that was a hit. He said, this ain't AAA, kid. And so from then on, the next at bat, I hit a ball up the middle and got the ball, and Tom Kelly was the third base coach, and they gave me the steal sign. I stole second easy. Was on my way to steal third, and Castino hit a base hit, and I scored my first big league run. And then I got 3 more hits after that, and scored a couple more runs, made a couple good catches, and we won the ball game. So for me, that was perfect.
Now, that first season, no home runs. Did you think about that you wanted the first big league homer and it didn't happen?
No, not really, because it wasn't my job to hit home runs. When you got guys like Herbeck, Bernansky, Gaetti, my job was to set the table for them guys. And I was a little guy, and I bunted really good, and I did all the little things to help you win ball games and don't show up in the box scores. As I got older, of course, things changed, and I got a little bit stronger. And I learned some different things and triggered some different mechanisms to give me more power as I got older. And I just got better and better every year. And the facets of my game changed as well. I got better as a player. And that's what you're supposed to do. You come in really not knowing too much, and you learn along the way, and you go. And then all of a sudden, when you get to be a veteran, hopefully you've done a lot of things that you wanted to achieve and done, and hopefully won a couple World Series. And I was able to do all those things, and I loved it.
I want to talk about that. 2 years later, we should say, hit 31 home runs after not hitting any your rookie season. But just talk about some of the highlights in the 2 World Series, beginning with 1987 and the Cardinals.
Well, the 1987 team was a special team. I kind of likened us to this year's the Boston Red Sox this year were kind of like us. We had that. They call themselves the idiots. I think I give us a little bit more respect than that. We were just characters, I like to say. And we had a good team. We had guys in the bullpen, Juan Berenguer, Keith Atherton, Dan Schatzhader, we had Jeff Reardon, we had Herbeck, Bernansky, Puckett, Gladden. We had a good team, man. We had guys that really believed in each other and didn't mind doing the little things. Sometimes when I was hitting and I know it wasn't hitting well, TK didn't have to give me the bunt sign. I did it on my own to get somebody over because I know I wasn't swinging the bat particularly well at that time, and I knew that if a guy got on first, I'd hit a ball hard somewhere and they'd catch it. It was just doing that time where I wasn't really swinging well. So I wanted to do the little things to make us a better team, and I was able to do that.
In 1991 against the Braves, another 7-game series, very memorable series, and comment on Game 6 where he had big hits and great catches in the outfield.
Well, there wasn't really anything to it. We thank God for home games. We were 8-0 at home and 0-6 on the road, so doing those 2 World Series. So I remember that game. I remember it like the back of my mind. I remember we were down 3-2 at home, and the guy, I knew our clubhouse was a clubhouse that was very, very loud and volatile. You never heard our clubhouse quiet, and I came in that day and clubhouse was really quiet, and I went out for BP and I was feeling really good, and clubhouse was quiet. There wasn't no music or anything. I said, what's wrong with you guys in here? I said, don't worry, guys, don't worry. Jump on my back today. I'm a carrier today. And I went on to get hits and make plays and do things, and ended up hitting a home run in Game 6, and we won the game and went on to win Game 7. So for me, it was a lot of fun. I've never been afraid to fail in my life, and in order to be successful in life, you can't be afraid to fail.
I want to ask you, too, I'm trying to think of the year in the 80s when you won the batting title, and it came down to the last day, I think, with Carney Lansford.
Yeah, that was fun, too. I think that was 89, I believe. And Kearney Lansford, that was great. I mean, it was a great race to the last day, and Kearney called me the day before, the day of, and wished me good luck, and I wished him good luck, and they played before us in Seattle, and I kept saying, they kept showing on the board what he was doing, and I happened to go 3 for 4, and he went 0 for 4, and he called me, congratulated me after the game. I mean, that's what it's all about. That was fun for me, man. I had a blast. Couldn't have won, been in competition with a better guy. He was a class guy, and he was always one of my favorite players because he played hard and did everything. He represented what baseball was all about. Just a hard-working guy, just playing as hard as he could to be the best he could be, and I love Kearney Lansford to this day. That was fun.
You also had a game, I think it might have been 1990, where you played, started in the outfield but played around the infield, too. Tell us the story behind that.
Well, I always used to take ground balls in the infield. I used to be an infielder, and I used to tell guys, when I was in college, I was an infielder, and they would, yeah, right. And I used to take ground balls all the time. And I said, well, you never know what might happen. And so, sure enough, we get into a game, and TK brings me in. I had no idea he was going to do it. Takes the shortstop out. There's nobody else left. Puck, do your shortstop. And I was like, what? I thought he was kidding, Didn't get a ball at shortstop. And then I moved me over to second base, trying to keep me away from the ball as it goes. And believe it or not, I got to second base and got a ground ball, and I gobbled it up so fast and threw it to Herbeck before when he turned around at first base, the ball was already arriving already. He said, geez, Puck, take it easy. I was nervous. I just didn't want to mess up. It's a little different playing in the infield than it is in the outfield. Ball comes a lot harder and a lot faster.
Final question, Kirby, just comment on your defense. I know you have to be proud of your Gold Gloves, and also just talk about what the key to success in being a good outfielder at the Metrodome.
Well, you can't take you out the ball. That's the one thing. Sometimes you don't see it. You just happen to just run to the spot where you think the ball's going to come down. I think as an outfielder, you can kind of get a feel on how far the ball is hit and how deep it's going to go, and you just can't take your eyes off where you think the ball is going to be. I think in my whole career, I might have lost maybe 4 or 5 balls in my career in that place, but for the most part, you can't take your eye off of it and just keep looking up and don't look down, because if you look down, you'll definitely lose it.
Kirby Puckett, our guest here on Baseball Flashback. And we'll take a break. We come your way again tonight from Salt Lake City. The Cubs and the Stingers in Game 1 of a 4-game series. Hope you enjoyed Kirby Puckett on Baseball Flashback. Back with more from Franklin Covey Field after these messages on KXNO.
Bank of America, the official bank of baseball, and the Iowa Cubs are asking for fans to help us honor our community's finest teachers, police officers, firefighters, and healthcare workers who exemplify higher standards by showing dedication to their community above and beyond the call of duty. If you know one of these local heroes, pick up and fill out an application form available at Principal Park. It's that easy to nominate your hero as a Bank of America Neighborhood Champion. Nominations close May 20th. All Bank of America Neighborhood Champions will be celebrated July 4th at Principal Park.
Hey Cub fans, another exciting season of Iowa Cubs baseball under the lights is made possible by Iowa's own Musco Lighting. Musco Lighting is a world-class leader in sports lighting. Musco specializes in permanent and temporary lighting services, including major and minor league baseball stadiums across the country. Musco Lighting also makes sports lighting happen around the world, from NASCAR super speedways to Olympic Games to hometown Little League fields. Supporting the Iowa Cubs, Musco Lighting, a world-class leader in sports lighting.
When you have a problem, Country Insurance and Financial Services offers solutions real quick.
Dark clouds rolling in.
Clouds are moving fast.
Swath of at least 40 miles.
My clients were all in the line of the storm.
And that's when the hail began to fall.
Watched our cars being beat to a pulp.
Bam, bam, bam.
There was a message from Barb Cadu, my agent. I feel like it's my job to make things as easy for my clients as possible. It started out as small ping, sounded like a train. And I also wanted to assure them that they had the coverage that they needed. Lots of damage. I had clients calling me back, just totally surprised that I had called them because they had never been serviced like that.
When you want straightforward answers in a timely manner, call your Country agent. Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers. Real quick.
I have never had an agent prior to Barb call me before I've had to make a claim.
This is our country.
See the Country Insurance and Financial Services agent near you or visit countryfinancial.com.
1460 KXNO.
Iowa Cubs baseball tonight from Franklin Covey Field here in Salt Lake City. Again, a very lovely evening. They've had some rough weather early on this season. A number of games canceled. In fact, they had back-to-back doubleheaders. Just completed the series with the Omaha Royals, so these back-to-back twin bills. They did sweep the Royals in a doubleheader last night by scores of 5-2 and 10-5. So after losing 6 in a row, Salt Lake has won 3 straight. And they do lead their division. Again, they are in the Pacific Conference Northern Division. They lead Colorado Springs and Tacoma by 2.5 games. The Salt Lake record, 19 wins, 14 losses. The other division leaders in that Pacific Conference in the Southern Division, Sacramento is tied with Tucson for the top spot. They are both 12 and 16. Sacramento has won 7 in a row, the longest winning streak in the league right now. The longest losing streak, Oklahoma, they dropped 5 straight, but they're still in contention in the American Conference Southern Division, where Round Rock leads the Red Hawks and Albuquerque by 3 games and New Orleans by 3.5. Now in the Pacific Coast League American Conference Northern Division, Memphis does have a 1-game lead on Nashville, 5 up on the Omaha Royals, and the Iowa Cubs, with their worst record in the league at 13 wins, 22 losses, trailed by 7 1/2 games in the Northern Division American Conference, and the Cubs have lost 15 out of 19 games thus far this season on the road, but for the most part a promising start to this road trip. They've got 4 games played in Colorado Springs and now 4 games here in Salt Lake against the Stingers, the Angels' top affiliate, and the Cubs split the 4 games in Colorado against the Sky Sox. The last couple of ball games just a little more than 2 hours in length, with the Cubs losing last night 4-2. They scored 2 runs at the top of the ninth, but lost the ball game 4-2. They had back-to-back wins against the Sky Sox in a pair of day games. Defeated them on Wednesday 13-0, and the game shortened to 7 1/2 innings by rain. And then Thursday, they defeated the Sky Sox 3-1. John Karanka, very well-pitched ball game on Wednesday, and Raul Valdez, his first game with the AAA Iowa Cubs on Thursday. He had a strong 7-inning performance as the Cubs beat an ex-Cub, Wilton Chavez, by that 3-1 score on Thursday. So the Cubs split 4 games in Colorado Springs, and now the 4-game series will begin tonight here in Salt Lake. And Todd Walker again on rehab from Chicago. Todd Walker will be in the lineup. He will bat second and play second base for the Iowa Cubs and get at least 3 at-bats. Probably play 4 or 5 innings. We'll see how he feels during the course of the game. Could play a little longer, but probably a 5-inning effort for Todd Walker's first game on rehab. And we should see Joe Browski pitch tonight on rehab for the Iowa Cubs. The pitching matchup, Darren Oliver for the Cubs, his second game, and Corey Lee will pitch for the Salt Lake Stingers. Now, the numbers on the left-hander Lee this season, he is 1-1. ERA is under 3 as he makes his 6th start. So he's had a very good season thus far for Salt Lake. Oliver is 1-1. His only game for the Cubs he lost, but between Tucson and Iowa, he's 1-1 in the league with a 9.58 earned run average. Thanks for joining us for today's edition of our On Deck Circle pregame show featuring baseball flashback and Kirby Puckett today. Hope you enjoyed it. Now stay tuned for the national anthem. Starting lineups, all the play-by-play. It's the Cubs and the Stingers up around the bend on Des Moines Sports Station, KXNO.
You've been listening to the On Deck Circle pregame show. Join us before every Iowa Cubs game for the On Deck Circle pregame show. Now, stay tuned for all the exciting play-by-play of AAA baseball with the Iowa Cubs.
Make your neighbors green with envy and your yard work easier with a John Deere lawn tractor. The L100 series tractor from your Central Iowa John Deere dealers has a 17-horsepower engine and 42-inch deck. But it's not just the smooth cut or the powerful engine that make a John Deere a cut above the rest. The 6 inches of seat travel, along with a cup holder and cruise control, make this a driver-friendly mower, too. And with monthly payments as low as $29 per month, you can afford to make the neighbors a little jealous. Visit your locally owned John Deere Lawn and Garden dealers to get great service after the sale, extended maintenance plans, and free delivery. Stop in today at Great American Outdoor on 100th Street in Urbandale, Army Post Road in Des Moines, and Ankeny Boulevard in Ankeny. Farmer's Supply north of Colfax on Highway 117. Ryerson's on Main Street in Story City in Nevada. Van Wall Equipment, Highway 141 east of Perry, Highway 210 east of Madrid, and on Airport Road in Ames. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
The Radisson Hotel has the perfect deal for out-of-town fans wanting to enjoy Iowa Cubs baseball this season. The Radisson Hotel is near the Des Moines Airport on Fleur Drive, only 10 minutes from Principal Park. The Radisson is offering an overnight stay for up to 4 iCub fans, tickets to a game, and dinner at Johnny's Italian Steakhouse. And remember, with the Radisson, you find your sleep number with their Sleep Number beds. Call the Radisson for more information on their Iowa Cubs package at 800-333-3333.
Quest, sponsor of Iowa Cubs baseball, is proud to support community events in Des Moines and around Iowa. From providing innovative telecommunication solutions to investing in the communities it serves, Quest is making connections in Iowa. A popular Quest feature is Caller ID. Know who's calling before you even pick up your phone. Caller ID logs the name, number, date, and time of most incoming calls, giving you power to avoid unwanted calls and return important calls at your convenience. Caller ID from Quest.
1460 KXNO.
Iowa Cubs baseball is on the air. Des Moines sports station KXNO, in conjunction with Greater Des Moines Baseball, presents AAA Baseball featuring the Iowa Cubs. Today's game is brought to you by the official soft drink of the iCubs, Coca-Cola. Wells Fargo, the next stage in banking. By your Des Moines Metro Ford dealers, Mid-States Ford, Dewey Ford, Charles Gavis Ford, Noble Ford, and Quality Ford. By Papa John's, the official pizza of the Iowa Cubs. Morton System Saver Salt. American Family Insurance. Sonic, America's Drive-In. By Coventry Healthcare, because good health is everything. Post Cereal, breakfast made right. American TV in Johnston. The Iowa Stars. Mediacom. Musco Lighting. Dairy Queen. And Bank of America. Now, let's head to the ballpark and Iowa Cubs baseball with Dean Ellis.
Welcome back to Franklin Covey Field here in Salt Lake. It's the Iowa Cubs and the Stingers in Game 1 of a 4-game series. Great night tonight. It's 68 degrees, a west wind at 9. Humidity is only 28%. So they are enjoying some fine weather after they've had some nasty weather the first part of the season for the Salt Lake Stingers. They've had already a couple of doubleheaders, and they've got some games to make up. This will be their 34th game of the season tonight for the Iowa Cubs. This will be number 36, so Salt Lake a couple of games back when it comes to games played, but they're off to a good start. They had a very good start and lost 6 in a row as of late, but now they've won 3 in a row from Omaha, including a doubleheader sweep last night. So Salt Lake is now 19 and 14, leading their division by 2.5 over Colorado Springs and Tacoma. And the Iowa Cubs trying to build momentum in this series. They are 13 and 22, trailing Memphis by 7.5 games in the American Conference Northern Division. The manager's meeting at home plate right now. That's manager Mike Quade for the Iowa Cubs. And the new manager this season for Salt Lake, the Angels affiliate, is Dino Ebel. Ebel had spent a number of years in the Dodgers organization, but now switches to the Angels. So Dino Ebel is their manager. Bryn Smith, the pitching coach. Jim Eppard back as the hitting coach for the Salt Lake Stingers. Of course, Mike Quade, joined by pitching coach Rick Kranitz and hitting coach Pat Listash on his staff this season. The Cubs splitting the 4 games in Colorado Springs. They've been hitting the ball better this month. They have a .288 batting average for the month of May, hit only .229 in the month of April. Iowa, the pitching staff, did a good job against the Sky Sox, as Colorado Springs is second in the league in batting. Oklahoma .289, the Sky Sox .287. Salt Lake is 4th. Sacramento 3rd in team hitting at .285, and then Salt Lake with a .281 batting average. The Iowa Cubs have 2 teams below them in team hitting. The Cubs are hitting .252. Portland .246, and Fresno, the lowest average in the league, at .242. The Cubs' ERA as a staff is 5.76, and only 2 teams have higher earned run averages. Las Vegas 5.97, and Colorado Springs at 6.5. The Salt Lake team, they are about in the middle of the pack in pitching with a 4.89 ERA. Of course, we're up in the mountains, so it's a higher altitude. Not as bad as Colorado Springs, but the ball does carry quite well here at Franklin Covey Field. 420 feet out to center field, 345 down the left field line, and 315 down the right field line. It's not a symmetrical ballpark. We'll get to the lineups in just a moment. We should mention for this Angels team, they do have some of their top prospects on this Salt Lake squad. In fact, according to Baseball America, Casey Kochman is their top prospect, and he's at first base for Salt Lake. He'll bat 3rd. He had a very slow start for this team, but Kochman comes into today's game with a respectable .252 batting average. He's DHing this game. He's also their regular catcher, DH tonight, and that's Jeff Mathis, considered one of the top prospects in the Angels organization. Kochman is number 1 on that list, and Mathis is 4th on the list when it comes to prospects for the Anaheim Angels. And they're taking the field right now. The Salt Lake Stingers, with a record of 19 wins and 14 losses. Again, their pitcher, Corey Lee, is off to a good start with a 1-win, 1-loss record of 2.76 ERA. This will be his 7th start, or I should say his 7th game, his 6th start. He has been wild. He's walked 21 in 29 and a third innings. The Stingers on the field, and right now, before the lineups, we'll enjoy tonight's national anthem from Franklin Covey Field before the Cubs and the Stingers. Might have been auditioning for a gig on Saturday Night Live. We'll have to find out. That's our national anthem, and now our starting lineups. Beginning with the Iowa Cubs and manager Mike Quade. Leading off and playing in right field, Trinidad Hubbard. Batting second at second base, Todd Walker. In left field, hitting third, Kelvin Murray. The designated hitter, David Kelton. He's batting cleanup. Scott McLean at third base will bat fifth. And Micah Hoffpower at first, hitting seventh and catching Giovanni Soto. The shortstop is Mike Moriarty. He played here in Salt Lake at one time when they were a Twins affiliate. And in center field, batting ninth is Dwayne Bacon. And the pitcher, Darren Oliver. That's Hubbard in right, Walker at second, Murray in left, Kelton the DH, McLean at third base, Hoffpower first, Soto catching, Moriarty at short, Bacon in center, Oliver will be on the hill. Now for the Salt Lake Stingers, and again Dino Evil is their manager. Adam Papkovich leads off at third base. Jeff Mathis, the DH, bats second. Casey Kochman at first base hits third. The cleanup hitter, center fielder Curtis Fry. Nick Gorneau is in right field batting fifth, and Luke Allen in seven. He's batting sixth in left field. Ryan Buddy catching and batting seventh. David Matranga, briefly in the big leagues, is at short, batting eighth, and Casey Smith will bat ninth and play second base. The pitcher, Corey Lee. That's Papkovich at third, Mathis DH, Kochman at first, Pride in center, Gorneau in right, Allen in left, Buddy catching, Matranga at short, Smith at second, and Lee will be on the mound. Umpiring crew, it's Al White at third, Ray Gregson at first base, and Mike McClinsky behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. And he does say play ball, and Trinidad Hubbard steps in. Trinidad overall batting at .293. He's hit .390 with the Iowa Cubs, but between Round Rock and Iowa, .293 with one home run, 5 RBI. Lee is a left-hander. Trinidad the right-handed batter, and the pitch by Lee is a fastball for a strike. Spotted, blown away. Nice location for strike one. Hubbard, Walker, and Murray to begin the game. Same spot for strike two. Fastball blown away back-to-back for a couple of strikes on Trinidad. They play him to right field. Third baseman Pavkovich backs up now at 0-2. And a swing and a foul back out of play. Casey Kochman at first base. Casey Smith at second. Adam Pavkovich at third. David Matranga plays short. Luke Allen in left. Curtis Pride in center. Nick Gorno in right. Ryan Buddy is catching. Corey Lee. We've got a shadow. Here's a check swing foul ball to the backstop, and the count remains 0-2. A shadow from the pitcher's mound towards home plate, first base side. The second baseman, and then the left side of the infield and all of the outfield basically in the sun, but shadows elsewhere. Off-speed pitch, and it's flared to left center field, a base hit. Didn't look like too bad of a pitch, blown away. Trinidad went down and got it, and he pokes it up the middle for a single. So a good at bat. He fell behind 0-2, and a single to center. Todd Walker on rehab. Fans give him a nice ovation. He played here at one point. Left-handed hitter wearing a brace on his knee. He played for Salt Lake in 1996 and 97. He's 31. Todd Walker takes a fastball, a strike on the outside corner. So Lee has thrown 6 pitches and 6 strikes. Todd played just a few games with the Chicago Cubs before he was hurt in a collision with Carlos Lee of Milwaukee. 6 games, he was hitting .381. Left-handed batter, good swing, and he fouled it back out of play. Strike 2. So now Lee, 7 pitches and 7 strikes. Nobody out. Trinidad Hubbard a leadoff single. Walker down 2 strikes. Kelvin Murray on deck. They play Todd to left. Center fielder Curtis Pride way over to left center. Big Alley in right center. As Lee throws to first base to Kochman, chasing Trinidad back to the bag. Pat Listash is coaching over there. And manager Mike Quaddy at third. Cubs wear their blue tops, gray bottoms tonight. Hubbard running. Swing and a miss. Throw to second by Buddy is not in time. Trinidad, as Todd Walker strikes out, steals second. Takes away the double play chance. And he has his 8th stolen base this year. The batter will be Kelvin Murray. Chance to pick up Trinidad Hubbard. Kelvin batting .248, 3 home runs, 13 RBI. Had a good series against the Sky Sox. As Lee will pitch from the stretch. So Lee has thrown 8 pitches, 8 strikes. Kelvin has hit safely 6 of his last 7, 12 for his last 24. Right-handed hitter. And the pitch low inside, ball 1. Trinidad Hubbard at second base. 1 out. No scores. We just begin the competition here in Salt Lake at Franklin Covey Field. Kelvin 6 for 12 in Colorado Springs. Here's a line drive to right field, and it's foul, out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Trinidad Hubbard at second base. Had that single and a steal. And they play Kelvin the other way. Left fielder Luke Allen way off the line and left. A stretch by Lee, the pitch. And it's lined inside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. At one time, as we talked about during the Colorado Springs series, the Cubs were in the same division with Salt Lake. Had a pretty good rivalry going. Go back a few years, they battled for a division title. Pitch blown away, ball 3, 3-1. Good job by Kelvin not to chase it. On deck, David Kelton. He's the DH. This is the first time the Cubs able to use a DH in a game this year. Outside, Lee walked him. That's been the Achilles heel for Lee this season. He does have good numbers. Lee making his 6th start. He's 1-1 with a 2.76 ERA. But in the base on balls department, he's now walked 22 in 29 and a fraction. So Kelvin at first base, Trinidad Hubbard at second base for David Kelton, the DH, with 1 out. Lee's last game was Sunday at Tacoma as David swings and misses for a strike. Lee in that game went 5 2/3 innings, allowed only 2 hits, an unearned run, but he did walk 5, struck out 5. His win came back on April 14th here against Las Vegas. He did lose that game to Tacoma on Sunday, his only loss this year. His longest outing this year was the performance against Las Vegas, April 14th, 6 innings. Ground ball up the middle, fielding is the shortstop. Matranga steps on second and wings it on to first for an inning-ending double play. 6-3, the double play, and that ends the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 man left on. We have played 1/2 inning. Iowa did not score. Salt Lake comes to bat. This is Iowa Cubs baseball on KXNO.
Would she rather have your passionate expressions of love or a new diamond? There must be a better way to rephrase that so we get a different answer. I'm Vince Morrissey from Morrissey Fine Jewelry, reminding you diamonds really do shine brighter at Morrissey's. Morrissey Fine Jewelry, 235 5th Street in Valley Junction.
It's diamonds shine brighter at Morrissey. Morrissey Fine Jewelry.
Break out of the bowl. If you love the taste of Honey Bunches of Oats cereal, you'll love the great taste of Honey Bunches of Oats cereal bars. Crispy flakes, real fruit pieces, crunchy oat clusters, and a touch of honey. Each cereal bar has as much calcium as an 8-ounce glass of milk for the lightly sweetened taste you love with the wholesomeness you need. Honey Bunches of Oats cereal bars, available in 3 delicious on-the-go flavors: banana nut, cranberry almond, oatmeal raisin. All the tasty things you love about the cereal without the bowl. Post cereal, breakfast made right.
The lights dim, the stars come out, and the crowd goes wild. The Iowa Stars hit the ice at the new Wells Fargo Arena in just a few months. This is your brand new American Hockey League team in their brand new arena with some of the best hockey talent in the world. Iowa Stars season tickets now on sale for as little as $8 a game. Call 515-23-STARS or go to iowastarshockey.com. Just like the action, good seats are going fast. Get yours today and watch the Stars come out.
1460 KXNO.
Is the third baseman, number 17, Adam Hankovich.
Darren Oliver goes to work for the Iowa Cubs. Leading off for this Angels affiliate will be their right-handed hitting third baseman Adam Pavkovich. And Pavkovich takes strike 1. Darren, his second game with the Iowa Cubs. It's been almost a week since he has seen action like Lee. Lone inside, ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. He pitched in Des Moines on Sunday against Memphis, lost 10-2. Gave up 9 runs, all earned, and 2 1/3. Here's a drive foul down to the Cub bullpen in left field, strike 2. So 1-2. Pavkovich is batting .290, 2 home runs, 5 RBI. 6'2", 185. He's 23 years of age, out of Venice, Florida. Oliver's 1-2 pitch is bounced to second. Bell tie hop for Todd Walker, and he throws over to Micah Hoffbauer for the out. Pavkovich grounds out, and now Jeff Mathis. Mathis, again, their number 1 catcher, but he's DHing in this game. Off to a good start, considered one of their top prospects. His batting average .308, 5 home runs, and 17 RBI. No score here in the first, and that pitch is grounded foul. Third base side, strike 1. Mathis, a 6-footer, 180 pounds, a first-round pick in June of 2001, was the 33rd player drafted. And a ground ball to third, off the glove, off the heel of the glove of third baseman McLean. A play to his right, and Mathis is safe. I'm sure that'll be in air. And Mathis at first base for Casey Kochman. They've scored a hit. Base hit for Mathis, and the batter is Casey Kochman. We mentioned Mathis considered their 4th best prospect. Well, Kochman is number 1 in that list, the first-round pick, 13th player drafted in that same draft, 2001. So they came up with Mathis and Kochman the same year. Fouled out of play to left field in the air to the second deck. Quick strike on Kochman. Kochman batting at .252, only 1 home run and 16 RBI. He's had injury problems in his career. Very good contact hitter, will use the whole field, and he lines one up the middle, a base hit. A single to center. Holding at second is Mathis. So back-to-back hits, and the Stingers have 2 men on, 1 out for Curtis Pride. It's a veteran player. Left-handed hitter, good hitter. His batting average, .337. 6 home runs, 27 RBI. Early in the year, he was leading the league in hitting, and today he is 9th in the league in batting average, Curtis Pride. Pride is 36, has an open batting stance. Lefty against lefty. And the pitch is blown away, ball 1 from Darren Oliver. All of a sudden, a bottom of the first predicament for the veteran left-hander. Back-to-back singles by Mathis and Kochman, 1 out. Cleanup hitter Pride with Gourneau on deck. They play Pride to left field. Trinidad Hubbard off the line and right. That breaking ball stayed inside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Pride. At second base, Mathis. Kochman at first base. Pride 3 out of 11 in the series against the Omaha Royals. Oliver staring at the signs of catcher Soto. The Cubs wear their blue tops, gray bottoms, the numbers in red. They play the double play in the infield in this situation. They've got blue caps with a red bill tonight. We'll go through the defense in a moment. No score in the first, and the pitch is low for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Let's see if Pride can swing away. Again, the manager, first-year skipper for the Salt Lake Stingers. In fact, he's new to the organization, is Dino Ebel. Ebel over from the Dodgers, but first year with the Angels, managing here at Salt Lake. Fouled back, Pride swings away, but fouled it back. And the count 3-1 in their cleanup hitter. A couple of days ago, the Angels called up Chris Prieto, had been doing a very good job for the Salt Lake team. Prieto had played 13 years in the minor leagues. This is his 13th season. Had never been to the big leagues until this year. Had played 1,267 minor league games. Had almost 4,500 minor league at-bats, and finally got called up by the Angels. There's a strike, good pitch, blown away, and now it's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Pride. You wouldn't think the runners would go. It's a left-handed batter. Giovanni Soto catching Darren Oliver. Scott McLean at third. Mike Moriarty plays short. Todd Walker at second. Micah Hoffpower at first. Around the outfield, Calvin Murray in left. Dwayne Bacon in center. Trinidad Hubbard in right. Mike McClinsky is calling the balls and strikes. Runners do go, and it's a fly ball to center. This one chased by Bacon. He goes back. It's over his head. Hits in the warning track. Scoring Mathis. Scoring Kochman. The throw goes to third, and the tag not in time on Pride, a triple. A hit-and-run, 2-run triple for Curtis Pride, his 3rd triple this season. He now has 29 RBI, and the Salt Lake Stingers breaking the scoring seal here in the first. Pride is in the top 10 in RBI. He's at third, infield back. Gourneau takes a strike on the inside corner. It's Gorneault. Nick Gourneau batting .309. 3 home runs, 16 RBI. They play deep and around to left and center. Right fielder Hubbard straight away. Hubbard in right, Bacon in center, Kelvin Murray in left. 2-0 start for the Stingers, and a ground ball right side coming in is Pride. The throw home by Hoffpower. The tag is in time. Good play by Micah Hoffpower. throwing quickly to Giovanni Soto, and Curtis Pride sliding in home plate is out. Gorneau safe on the fielder's choice. 2 out. Gorneau at first base does not have a steal this year. The batter will be Luke Allen, left-handed hitting left fielder, batting .326, 4 home runs, 21 RBI. Pitch by Darren Oliver is lined to third. Caught by Scott McLean with a leaping catch. He was even with the bag. That ball nearly behind him, and he snares the line drive to win the inning. 2 runs on 3 hits. 1 man left on. We have played that first inning tonight from Salt Lake City. The Stingers 2, the Iowa Cubs no score on KXNO.
During Ford's National Test Drive event, people just love getting into our F-150. Trouble is, getting them out. Because Ford F-150 not only has the quietest interior in its class, but the highest towing capacity of any other truck. Plus, with a fully boxed frame that's welded on both sides, F-150 is engineered to handle even the toughest jobs. It's Ford's National Test Drive event. Visit your local Ford store today for a great deal on the best-selling Ford F-150. Built for the Midwest and only from your local Ford store.
Fitness World West offers a great environment with a friendly and helpful staff that cares about you achieving your goals. Professional certified trainers at Fitness World West conduct free, ongoing health assessments and design a workout program for every member to ensure success. Fitness World West has a comfortable atmosphere that is unique in that it accommodates a wide variety of users and everyone feels welcome. Call Fitness World West at 223-5111 to receive a free trial membership. It's easy. Just call 223-5111 and see how much fun fitness can be.
Stock up on spring and summer work and casual clothes now at G&L Clothing. G&L has everything you need to work and play in the warm weather ahead. Jeans, shorts, swimsuits, printed t-shirts, golf shirts, even sandals from Dunham and Columbia, and New Balance athletic shoes. And G&L fits everyone, average, big, or tall. Come to the store at 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines, or shop online at GANDLclothing.com.
G&L Clothing.
1460 KXNO.
From Franklin Covey Field, this is Dean Ellis, Steve Younger engineer. The Cubs will bat in the second. They trail early 2-0. Defense really letting down Darren Oliver. An infield hit off the glove of third baseman Scott McLean, and then the triple by Pride nearly caught by center fielder Dwayne Bacon. In the warning track, it's 420 feet out to center. Probably one of those places where you need to play pretty deep. Pride in center for the Stingers as Scott McLean leads off the second. He swings and misses, strike 1. So Corey Lee now pitching with a lead. Scott McLean batting .224, 5 home runs, 13 RBI. That pitch on the way, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. McLean, Hoffpauir, Soto. 2 right-handed batters and the left-handed hitting Hoffpauir in between. 2-0 start for the Stingers, and that one called a strike. And the count 1-2. Scott McLean, a 4-game hitting streak. Jammed, and he fights it off. Just fouled it back to the screen. He stays alive at a ball, 2 strikes. Good inside pitch by Lee. Stingers ahead 2-0 in the triple by Curtis Pride. As Scott McLean swings and misses, he strikes out. Second strikeout for Lee. That's how we begin the second inning. Again, Salt Lake has the early lead. 2-0. The Cubs this year have been outscored 40-19 in the first inning. Fastball high, ball 1. They're down 2-0 to Corey Lee and the Stingers here in Salt Lake in the top of the second. The wind up in the pitch, up and away, a ball. The shadow now covering almost completely the right side of the infield. It begins just under third base, goes out to second and then to right field, nearly covering all of right field. In fact, the right fielder, Gorneau, plays deep out of the shadow as Micah fouled it out of play left field for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, and nobody on. Giovanni Soto is on deck. Salt Lake, this organization under new ownership this year. Just off the outside corner for ball 3, 3-1. Angels affiliation. Here's the pitch by Lee. Popped up behind home plate, out of play, full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Micah Hoffbauer. Micah has an 8-game hitting streak. His average is up to 276, 1 home run, 15 RBI. He had a good series in Colorado against the Sky Sox. He was 7 for 16. And he draws a walk. Takes ball 4, so Lee, again, he has a problem with the base on balls, and he's walked 2 men tonight with 2 strikeouts. And the batter will be Giovanni Soto. His average is 229. No home runs, but 13 RBIs, among the team leaders in driving in runs. David Kelton, 26. Micah Hoffbauer, 15. And then 3 guys have 13 each. Scott McLean, Kelvin Murray, and Gio Soto. Casey Kochman playing in front of the bag. Hoffbauer, the runner there. Lee from the stretch, the pitch. Fastball, a low strike. Nice pitch by Lee. He pitches off the third base side of the rubber. Salt Lake again swept the doubleheader from Omaha last night, and they have won 3 in a row after they had lost 6 straight. That pitch down low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Interesting statistic for Salt Lake. They had committed only 14 errors in their first 21 games this season. But then they had committed 14 in their last 10. Here's a pitch down low for ball 2. So Lee behind 2-1 on Giovanni Soto. The Cubs behind 2-0 in the scoreboard. But in the series against Omaha, Salt Lake did not commit an error against the Royals. Salt Lake, let's give you their breakdown home and away. They are 12-6 here and 7-8 on the road. That's a pitch on the inside part of the plate at the knees for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, so Lee doing a very good job keeping the ball down low. 1 out, 1 on. In the second inning, it's 2-0 Salt Lake. Kochman holding with Hoffbauer. He walked. Stretching the pitch by Lee. First a throw to first and the runner back in time. We'll get to our Millstream matchup this inning, brought to you by Millstream Brewing, Iowa's oldest microbrewery, the featured microbrew at Principal Park. Come on down for a game next week. Grab a Millstream Amber at Principal Park as Giovanni Soto takes strike 3. A precise pitch, low and away, had a long look at it, and Mike McClinsky rings him up. 3rd strikeout for Lee, and now Mike Moriarty. Well, the Millstream matchup, it looked better on paper than the way it ended up. And today it was Pedro Martinez for the Mets and Mark Mulder for the Cardinals. But it ended up 7-6, the Cardinals winning it, scoring 2 in the 8th. Came down to the bullpens as Lee fires in another low strike. Tavares got the win. Hernandez the loss. Isringhausen a save. Grzelcyk and Nunez homered for the Cardinals. Nunez has done quite a job for St. Louis this season. Now he's filling in for Scott Rowland. Here's a foul out of play, right field, strike 2 on Mike Moriarty. 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 man on. In the top of the second, Salt Lake is ahead of the Iowa Cubs 2-0. The Millstream matchup was Martinez for the Mets and Mulder for the Cardinals, but neither one fared too well. 2 great pitchers on the field. The best pitchers at Principal Park feature Millstream Amber. Grab a cold Millstream Amber as you get ready to enjoy the game. Millstream Brewing Company, Iowa's oldest microbrewery, located in the Amana Colonies. Lee from the stretch. Mike Moriarty in open stance. And a swing and a miss at a fastball up and away. Lee just struck out the side. He did walk a man, but he strikes out 3 Cubs here in the second. No runs, no hits, 1 left on. We've played an inning and a half. Salt Lake 2, Iowa no score on KXNO.
Whether it's residential or commercial landscaping, more Central Iowans are turning to Timber Pine Nursery. Did you know Timber Pine Nursery has a knowledgeable, friendly nursery staff that oversees production of 70,000 plants per year? Timber Pine gives timely attention to project implementation from a top-quality nursery stock. The place where Central Iowa goes for landscaping. Timber Pine Nursery and Greenhouse, just 15 minutes from West Des Moines in Earlham. Call 515-834-2712.
I never wanted a Coke so bad in my life, like the time we had friends over to watch the big game. Everyone was psyched, except my husband, who's not into sports. Must be a birth defect. But he was busy cooking a gourmet spread, which is why I married him. So, the other team scores, and I try not to choke on my chicken cordon bleu, which is really not game food, but whatever. Everyone's on the edge of our seats, sweating. I'm yelling at the ref, Dan's yelling at the coach, Mel's yelling at Barb.
You're blocking the TV!
Our mouths are dry as pigskin. We need a round of Coke, now! I sprint to the kitchen, and there's my husband, using the last of the Coke to baste a ham. Not good. Lucky for him, we squeaked out a victory. So try toasting with an empty cup. He tried to smooth it over with the round of homemade lemon sorbet, which is kind of like dumping soup over the coach's head. But whatever. Next time, I'll buy extra Coke, plus a tray of hot wings, which will free up the mister for his other hobby. Ballroom dancing.
Whatever you do for a good time, make sure there's enough Coke to go around. Coca-Cola. Make it real.
All the X's and O's, and so much more. KXNO Des Moines.
Salt Lake to bat in the bottom of the second. They lead 2-0 over the Cubs. Let's take a look at who's hot, who's not. Brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick. Bobby Abreu still hot for the Phillies. 13 for his last 21. Milton Bradley for the Dodgers. 11 hits his last 25 at bats. Darren Oliver's pitch to begin the bottom of the second is a strike. Located nicely low and inside. Who's not hot, Darren Erstad for the Angels, hitless in his last 11, and Rich Aurelia for the Reds is also 0 for his last 11. Low and inside, ball one from Darren Oliver to Ryan Buddy leading off. The right-handed hitting catcher, he's 25, Ryan Buddy. And that pitch shy of the plate for ball two. 2-1. Who's hot, who's not was brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services. 2-0 Salt Lake lead. Buddy leads off, then Matranga and Smith. 7, 8, 9 batters. Off speed and a ground ball slowly hit to third. Charging in for the glove work. Scott McLean throws on the run in time to Micah Hoffbauer. Buddy grounds out. And the batter will be David Matranga. Matranga, we saw him a few years in the Astros organization. He lives in Round Rock. He played at Round Rock last year. He did get up to the big leagues this season for the Angels. His batting average is .260 in this league, and he bunts it to third. McLean right there, good fielding play, and the throw is in time. Got him by 2 steps. Nice play by Scott McLean. 2 out and no one on base for Casey Smith. Now Salt Lake faced Darren Oliver earlier this season when he pitched for Tucson. He had a no decision. In fact, Tucson would eventually win the game 12-9, but Darren gave up 8 hits, 4 runs in 3 innings against Salt Lake. Smith, Buddy, Allen, and Kochman had the base hits. Strike one, hit the perfect spot, blown away. He's had 8 out of 9 first pitch strikes. Same location for strike 2. A couple of quality pitches on Casey Smith. Smith batting .219, no home runs, 7 RBI. He's a right-handed hitter, stands about even to the plate. Fairly wide stance. They play him around to left. Pretty good alley in right center. Bacon in center, Hubbard in right, Murray in left. 2 out, no one on base, 2-0 in the bottom of the second. Salt Lake leads the Iowa Cubs, and the pitch by Darren. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Lights out on Smith to end the inning. And Darren Oliver fashions a 1-2-3 bottom of the second. We go to inning number 3. It's Salt Lake 2, the Cubs no score on KXNO.
During Ford's National Test Drive event, people love getting into our Ford Explorer. Trouble is, getting them out. Which really comes as no surprise to us, because Ford Explorer has been the best-selling SUV for the last 13 years running. Featuring seating for 7, roll stability control, and a smooth-riding independent rear suspension, it's no wonder that Explorer is trusted more than any other SUV on the planet. It's Ford's National Test Drive event. Visit your local Ford store today for a great deal on the best-selling Ford Explorer. Built for the Midwest and only from your local Ford store.
Bank of America, the official bank of baseball, and the Iowa Cubs are asking for fans to help us honor our community's finest teachers, police officers, firefighters, and healthcare workers who exemplify higher standards by showing dedication to their community above and beyond the call of duty. If you know one of these local heroes, pick up and fill out an application form available at Principal Park. It's that easy to nominate your hero as a Bank of America Neighborhood Champion. Nominations close May 20th. All Bank of America Neighborhood Champions will be celebrated July 4th at Principal Park.
Perfect Cut Lawn and Landscape is a proud supporter of Iowa Cubs baseball. A full-service company providing all services from custom lawn and tree programs, landscape design and installation, irrigation design, installation and maintenance, tree trimming and removal and mowing. Now that's definitely full service. All since 1989. Look for the Perfect Cut blue vehicles in your neighborhood. Find out more at www.perfectcut.com. Let them show you the Perfect Cut way of doing business.
1460 KXNO.
Cubs bat in the third. Dwayne Bacon leads off. Then Trinidad Hubbard and Todd Walker. Again, 68 degrees at game time. The wind out of the west at 9. So a nice evening. They turn on the lights. Beautiful view here at Franklin Covey Field. The mountains off in the distance. Wasatch Mountains. Dwayne Bacon leads off. Switch hitter will bat right-handed. His average is 167, no home runs, 3 RBI. Pavkovich plays in close at third, wary of a bunt. Pitch by Lee is high and away, ball 1. They play Dwayne medium depth at best in the outfield and towards right. Pitch takes off on Lee for ball 2 up high. Dwayne was 0 for 13 in Colorado Springs. Very fast player. If he can get on base, always a threat to steal. 345 down the left field line, 315 down the right field line, and 420 feet out to center here at Franklin Covey Field. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss at a good fastball. The count 2-1. Bacon batting ninth. He leads off the third. Lee struck out the side in the second. This 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 the count. Lee looks like he's doing a nice job spotting his fastball, moving it around in the motion. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled back out of play. Third baseman Pavkovich backs up at 2-2.
Offers replacement on all Mason Motors.
Salt Lake with the home white uniforms, and they're trim in red caps. Swing and a miss, looked like a changeup. Moving away from Bacon, good pitch to strike him out. I think everything else had been a fastball. All of a sudden with a changeup, strikes him out. So he has 5 strikeouts in the game. 1 out, and now Trinidad Hubbard, he singled in the first. Lee's best strikeout game this season, 8 against Portland out there on May 2nd. Again, he lost his last start at Tacoma last Sunday. His victory came here against Las Vegas April 14th. And that pitch tails outside, ball 1. His ERA is about the same home and away, just slightly better on the road. Although the batting average against is lower here at Franklin Covey. Line down the right field line, but this one is bending foul and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike on Trinidad. Lee missed all of the 2003 season with due to an injury. He was in the Rangers organization at one time. He's had 5 days of big league time as he misses away for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. That was in 1999 with Texas. Right back to the plate. Ground ball rolling to the shortstop. Matranga charging in, fielding, and the throw is in time to Kochman for the second out. 2 out, no one on base for Todd Walker. Todd struck out swinging in the first. 2-0. Salt Lake has the lead in the top of the third. Corey Lee played at North Carolina State. Went to high school, Clayton High School in North Carolina. Played baseball and football First round pick by Texas in 96. That fastball inside, ball one. Then he went to the White Sox. On the outside corner, a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Left-hander against left-hander. Todd Walker for the Iowa Cubs and Corey Lee for Salt Lake. 2-0 ball game here in the third. Here's the pitch by Lee. Breaking ball stayed inside, ball 2, 2-1. First of a 4-game series. Tomorrow's game will be at 3 o'clock Central Time, 3 o'clock Iowa time. So we'll begin about 2:35 of the pregame show. Ground ball to second. Chest high bounce for Smith to handle. He throws to Kotzman to retire his opposite number. And it's 3 up, 3 down in the top of the third. We have played 2.5. Salt Lake 2, the Cubs no score. You're listening to Iowa Cubs baseball on KXNO.
The average mouth contains around 10,000 taste buds, which means there are 10,000 reasons for you to try the new Mushroom Swiss Grill Burger from Dairy Queen. After all, we're talking about a 1/4 pound of hamburger grilled up, smothered with mouth-watering mushrooms, real Swiss cheese, and the right amount of mild garlic mayo, served on hot toasted buns. It's the DQ Mushroom Swiss Grill Burger. Listen to your 10,000 taste buds and DQ something different. At participating DQ restaurants, grill burger wait is before cooking.
Cerise Thompson here for Spindustry Systems. If you had a great billboard, would you put it in the middle of the desert where there are no roads? Would you put it in the middle of hundreds of other signs so it was hard to see? Of course not. You'd put it front and center. Well, that's just what Spindustry Search Engine Marketing will do with your website. Put it front and center. And we won't use spamming to do it. Spindustry Search Engine Marketing is compliant, affordable, and it works. Contact us at spindustry.com.
When it comes to baseball, it's good to play together on one diamond, but it's even better to play together on your Xbox. When the Iowa Cubs aren't on the field, you can usually find them playing Xbox, the official gaming console of the Iowa Cubs. Xbox now has several new games for the whole family, and there's online play with Xbox Live. To make it even better, Xbox has a new low price of $149. Now's the time to visit your favorite gaming retailer and pick up your own Xbox. Xbox, now more than ever, it's good to play together.
1460 KXNO.
In the bottom of the third from Franklin Covey Field, Cubs are behind 2-0. It's the top third of the lineup. Pavkovich, Mathis, and Kochman. Really could easily be a 0-0 game. It's definitely a game of inches. The Mathis base hit was off the heel of the glove of the third baseman, Scott McLean. That fastball by Darren Oliver is low, ball one. And the 2-run triple by Curtis Pride was just out of the grasp of center fielder Dwayne Bacon, landing in the warning track. Here's a drive in the right center field. This one pursued by Bacon, but he'll run it down, make the catch. Pavkovich lines out. And now 6 in a row retired by Darren Oliver. Here's Jeff Mathis DHing in the game. Mathis had an infield hit and a run scored. 2-0. The Stingers ahead. They bat in the bottom of the third. Oliver with the motion and the pitch. And a ground ball foul off his foot, rolling out to third, but it hit his foot. Foul ball, strike one. Mathis, a very good athlete, this catcher. Got off to a great start last year in the Double-A, but teammates Casey Kochman and Dallas McPherson were promoted, but Mathis was not called up. So when that happened, he hit only 165 the rest of the season. He was shaken up in that foul ball. He's up and trying to limp it off. He finished at only 227 last year in the Double-A with 14 home runs, 55 RBI, and 102 strikeouts. He's known maybe as just an average catcher. Threw out only 21% of the runners trying to steal on him last season. Of course, the Angels, they've got the Molina brothers ahead of him. Benji and Jose, very good defensive catchers. Something that Mathis has been working on, his defense. He's back in the batter's box, down a strike. 1 out, nobody on base. Pitch by Darren Oliver. Popped up, looked like a good changeup. This one to the right of home plate, and it's out of play, a strike. Strike 2 on Jeff Mathis. He just turned 22 the last day of March. Angels have a very good minor league system. 1 out, bases empty in the third, and a foul out of play right side. One of those swings where he was protecting the plate. They play him to right field, and he fouled one of the screen behind the plate. He's walked only 7 times this season, Jeff Mathis. He's got 13 extra base hits in this league. Swings and misses. Darren Oliver went lone away to fan Mathis for the second out. It's his second strikeout.
Number 35, Casey Kochman.
There's Casey Kochman. He singled and scored in the first. Mathis and Kochman had back-to-back singles, and then they were running from first and second at 3-2, 1 out, and Pride tripled to center. Curtis Pride on deck. Kochman takes strike 1. One of those pinpoint fastballs blown away. Kochman has very good size. You would think he'll hit for more home runs in the big leagues. He's young. He lines it near the left field line. A fair ball base hit. Down the line into the corner. Picked up by Calvin Murray, and Kochman will have a double. That's his 6th double. Boy, he had a very bad start, something like 1 for 21 to begin the season. And now he's up to 252. Curtis Pride is next. Kochman goes opposite way for the double. Kochman got to the big leagues last season, hit 224, filled in when Darren Erstad got hurt. We mentioned Mathis, only 22. Well, Kochman, likewise, only 22 years of age. Signed by his dad, Tom Kochman, is an Angels scout and minor league manager. Check swing, ball 1 on Curtis Pride. 2 out at second base, Kochman. It's a 2-0 ball game here in the third. Salt Lake ahead. They play to left field on Pride. Bacon way over to the alley in left center. His triple to straightaway center, and a swing and a miss at a high fastball, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. The Cubs in the 4th inning will send up Murray, Kelton, and McLean. Nice evening. The wind has died out. They turned the lights on, but we still have those baby blue skies, a few clouds. Swing and a miss, another high fastball, and the count 1-2 on Curtis Pride. Pride, a guy that has spent some time in the big leagues. He steps out. Now he's ready to ball 2 strikes. He's 6 feet tall, 210. Lives in West Palm Beach. He began in 1986. His first year pro ball. Line the other way. Fair ball. This one down the left field line to score Kochman. Pride has a double. Back-to-back doubles to the opposite field, and it's 3-0 for Salt Lake. Pride with his 9th double, and he now has 30 RBIs, now moved into the top 5 and runs batted in for this league. Pride has 18 extra base hits early in the season. He's at second. Garneau waves and misses, strike 1. Wanted to check a swing but did not. Strike 1. 3-0 now for Salt Lake in the bottom of the third. Darren Oliver from the stretch. Target away. Pitch is there and a high strike. Quickly 0-2 on Garneau. Back-to-back doubles, Kochman and Pride to give Salt Lake a 3-0 lead. Garneau has good size. He's 6'3". Did not chase that high. 1 ball, 1. 1-2 the count. He was a 19th round pick in 2001 by the Angels out of the University of Massachusetts. Darren Ulver throwing a lot of strikes in this game. Runner breaks for third. Swing and a miss. That strikeout ends the inning. Garneau strikes out. 1 run, 2 doubles, 1 man left on. We have played 3 innings. Salt Lake 3, the Iowa Cubs no score. And you are listening to Iowa Cubs baseball on KXNO.
Baseball season means Sonic season. The 6 metro area Sonic drive-ins are offering Sonic 2-for-1 Tuesday coupons for all Tuesday Iowa Cubs games. Visit Sonic for made-to-order hamburgers, real shakes and malts, and onion rings breaded fresh daily. All served fast and fun, not just good, they're Sonic good. Sonic Drive-Ins at East 14th in Euclid, Southeast 14th Street, 63rd Street south of Grand, Merle Hay Road in Johnston, 8th Street in Altoona, and in Ankeny across from the high school.
You're out! When you are out and about, Raccoon River Brewing Company is the place. Join us at the river, offering unique house brews in the beer garden. Lunch, dinner, late night, and outdoor patio dining Monday through Saturday, and live music at Raccoon on the weekends. Raccoon River Brewing Company is located at 10th and Mulberry, downtown, next to the Hotel Fort Des Moines. The Hotel Fort Des Moines offers an all-star Iowa Cubs package. Let us treat you like an MVP with special room rates, transportation to the stadium, and game tickets. So don't sit in the dugout. Head on out to Raccoon River Brewing Company, where it's fun to be a fan. Be sure to check out the back of your Iowa Cubs ticket stub for the chance of a double play coupon. Buy 1 pint of brew and get the second pint absolutely free. It's a home run for good food, good brew, and good times. Raccoon River Brewing Company, 10th and Mulberry, downtown Des Moines, a fly ball away from Principal Park. Raccoon River Brewing Company, your official Iowa Cubs party headquarters.
The perfect place to grab a bite before or after the game is P.F. Chang's China Bistro. Enjoy a glass of wine or specialty cocktail like the Chang's Key Lime Pie Martini while you look over the menu. Family-style dining is encouraged at P.F. Chang's, so you can order a bunch of dishes and share. Start with P.F. Chang's famous lettuce wraps and favorites like Cantonese scallops, Chang's spicy chicken, and Don Don noodles. P.F. Chang's, open for lunch, dinner, and late-night dining. Reservations are accepted. That's P.F. Chang's China Bistro at Jordan Creek Town Center.
We have 3 children.
You're the Schmidt family.
An American Family Insurance agent recently helped the Schmidts select a life insurance plan that fits their family.
Insurance is extremely important.
We have American Family Life Insurance because it provides our family with security.
Call today for a free life insurance needs analysis. American Family Life Insurance Company. All your protection under one roof.
American Family Insurance.
See the yellow pages for the American Family agent nearest you and call today or visit us at amfam.com.
1460 KXNO.
In the 4th inning, the Cubs bat. They're down 3-0 to Salt Lake. Calvin Murray leads off, and the count now 3 balls and a strike. Corey Lee pitching with that 3-0 lead. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Salt Lake. 2 left on. The Cubs, no runs, a hit. They've left 2 on base. Errorless game. And a fly ball right field into the corner. Circling is Garneau. He waits, he catches, and that's out number 1. Calvin Murray flies to right. Thanks for joining us tonight. This is Dean Ellis at Franklin Covey Field in Salt Lake City. Game time temperature a very pleasant 68. Steve Young, our engineer. Tomorrow's a day game, and then Monday night. But Tuesday will be one of those business person specials. Cubs are home on Thursday. An off day around the league on Wednesday. Fastball is up high, ball 1 on David Kelton. 6 in a row now retired by Lee in 8 of the last 9. It's 3-0 in the 4th. Cubs behind, and a fly ball right field into the alley. This is a long run for Garneau. He reaches, he can't get it. Skips off the base of the wall, and David is at second with a double. Booming one to right center field. David Kelton, his team-high 13th double.
Third baseman, number 35.
Batter will be Scott McLean. Scott struck out swinging in the 2nd. Cubs have just their 2nd hit. 3-0 Salt Lake has the lead. The league leader in doubles is Willie Ibar of Las Vegas with 15. But David Kelton is now third, tied for 3rd in the league with those 13 doubles. He's at second base. Scott McLean, the batter. Iowa behind 3-0 in the 4th inning. The pitch by Lee. Lined foul adjacent to the left field line. That's a loud strike on Scott McLean. 1 out, 1 on. Kelvin Murray flied out. David Kelton doubled. He's at second base. Scott McLean down to strike with Micah Hoffpower on deck. A stretch, the pitch by the left-hander. Lone inside, blocked by the catcher Buddy for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Salt Lake got 2 in the first and 1 in the third. Curtis Pride having a big game with a double and a triple. Halfway to the cycle, they always say the triple, the hardest one to come by. Pride, that was a nice at bat. It looked like he was overpowered by a couple of high fastballs, but then at the ball 2 strikes, he hammered one down the left field line for the RBI double. 1-1 pitch, fouled back out of play, strike 2. 1-2 on Scott McLean. Scott, the next time he hits a home run, he'll have 250 in his career. Hit 71 over in Japan. He played there 4 years. 1-2 pitch by Lee. Fouled at the plate. We talked about the career of Corey Lee. Began as a prospect in the Rangers organization. Never really worked out there. He was traded for Herbert Perry from the Rangers to the White Sox. Then was hurt, did not pitch at all in 2003, and came back with the Angels last season between AA, AAA. He was 2-7 in 18 starts. Popped up right field. Gorneau will have a look, but no play. And the count remains a ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Kelton at second base. And Lee, another pitch to Scott McLean. A high changeup for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cubs at 13 wins, 22 losses, and the Stingers at 19-14. They lead their division. Lee looks into catcher Ryan Buddy for the signal. Kelton takes his lead, and now Lee backs off the rubber. Center fielder Curtis Pride plays a few steps to left. Luke Allen has a rocket socket out in left field. Nick Gorneau, he's in right. A stretch, the pitch by Lee. Breaking ball, fouled at the plate. Scott McLean continues to make contact. Lee is over 60 pitches in the game, and this is the 4th inning, so we'll see the Salt Lake bullpen tonight. Tomorrow's game, 3 o'clock Central Time, on the air about 2:35 of the pregame show. Fastball hit high, hit deep into right center field. Way back on Pride. Gorneau, they look to the gap. Bye-bye, bye-bye baseball. Scott McLean, there's that home run number 250 into right center field, and it's a 3-2 game. That was a nice at bat. He fouled off a few pitches, 1 and 2, and then socks a home run to right center. Good crowd as we look around here at Franklin Covey Field. In the outfield, they've got those grassy berms, both left field, right field, and quite a few families out there with the blankets on a nice evening here in Salt Lake City. So now it's a 1-run game, and the batter Micah Hoffpower, he walked in the second, takes a strike at the belt on the outside corner. That's 8 first pitch strikes for Lee. 8 out of 15 first pitches. Sky ball left center field. Pride started back. Now he comes in. He's under it for the catch. Micah Hoffpower flies to center. And the batter will be Giovanni Soto with 2 out and nobody on base. Scott McLean is homered to make it a 1-run game here in the 4th.
Giovanni Soto.
We'll take you through the Morton scoreboard. It seems like most big league action being played tonight. That fastball, high and outside, ball 1. We gave you that score. The Cardinals and the Mets. St. Louis rallied for a 7-6 win over the Mets. Soto with a good cut. Fouled it to the backstop. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Salt Lake's parent team LA Angels of Anaheim playing a doubleheader at Detroit, and the Angels won the first game 4-2. Former Iowa Cub Brendan Donnelly got the win, Walker the loss, Rodriguez his 10th save. And the second game went to the Tigers 3-2. There's ball 2, and now swing and a miss for strike 2 on Giovanni Soto. 2 out, nobody on base, 2-2 in the fourth inning, a 3-2 game, Salt Lake ahead. Urbina saved that game for Maroth, and the Tigers 3-2 win. Washburn the loss. Ground ball foul right side. Still a 2-2 count. And a final just in, Texas over the Twins 5-0. Kenny Rogers another masterpiece. 6 hit the Twins. Silva the loss. Soriano's 11th home run as Soto pokes one foul left side again. Final from Houston. Astros over the Giants 4-1. Roger Clemens won his third game. Tomko the loss. Lidge with a save. Biggio and Berkman homer. There's ball 3 on Soto. So now Lee makes a payoff pitch. Base is empty, 2 out, and he walked him. Mike Moriarty will be the batter with a man at first base, 2 out. In the bottom of the 8th at Philadelphia, the Reds ahead 12-4. They scored 6 in the 7th and 4 in the 8th. So a 4-2 Philly lead disintegrated. LaRue, Griffey, and Dunn have homered for the Reds. Dunn has 11. Abreu has homered. I think his streak ended at 5 games in a row yesterday, but he hits a home run for the Phillies tonight. We'll pass along more scores in a moment. Pitch to Mike Moriarty is popped up. 2 out, and he pops one to shallow center. Going back and getting under it for the grab is shortstop Dave Matranga, and that ends the inning. Mike Moriarty pops out to his opposite number. Cubs score 2 runs, 2 hits. They leave a man, and we have played 3.5 at Salt Lake 3, Iowa 2 on KXNO.
When the game's on the line and the home crowd's getting restless, there's only one thing you want to see at the plate. Carl Buddig thin sliced meats. With 9 great flavors like honey ham, oven roasted turkey, and corned beef, Carl Buddig has the variety to handle anything your team throws at it. Convenience like that is always a game winner. And you know you can count on Carl Buddig to deliver plenty of power in the taste department. So pencil Carl Buddig into your lineup for a home run every time.
Healthcare for your child. You want only the best. The Children's Health Center at Blank Children's Hospital has your child covered through all ages and stages, from newborn to teen. Whether it's well child visits and immunization, to diagnosing and treating injuries and illness, the Blank Children's Health Center has the most complete healthcare services for your child, provided with the warmth and caring you'd expect. Call the Blank Children's Health Center to schedule an appointment. 515-241-KIDS.
For a refreshing change from the ordinary hotel, make your next stay in Des Moines the most enjoyable ever. Stay at the Wildwood Lodge, located just off the University exit of I-8035. The Wildwood Lodge is now offering a special Iowa Cubs package for 2 or 4 fans. The package includes hats, tickets to the game, concession dollars, and lodging, starting at only $129. Only 15 minutes from Principal Park. The Wildwood Lodge. Call 1-800-728-1223 or go to wildwoodlodge.com.
1460 KXNO.
Abra Auto Body and Glass offers glass replacement on all makes and models, as well as stone chip repair, mobile service, and a lifetime warranty.
And let's slip in some more scores on the Morton scoreboard. Pittsburgh got 2 runs, still batting in the bottom of the 5th. They lead the Brewers 2-0. There's a rain delay in D.C., the Nationals and the Cubs in the first. Zambrano Hernandez, the pitching matchup. Arizona leads in Denver 7-1 over the Rockies in the 5th inning. A couple of games later on the West Coast. We mentioned the Angels and the Tigers split a doubleheader. Also, Cleveland defeated Toronto 3-2. Darren Oliver with a pitch outside, ball 1 as we begin the bottom of the 4th inning. Luke Allen leads off. Left-hander against left-hander. Salt Lake with a 3-2 lead. And a foul in the air out of play left field to the upper deck. Rhodes over Frazier in that 3-2 Indian win. Wickman with a save, his 11th. Peralta homered for Cleveland. Fouled out of play left side again by Luke Allen, strike 2. Yankees have the early lead on Oakland 4-1, that game in the second. Baltimore 9, the White Sox 5 at Chicago in the 7th. White Sox did have a 5-2 lead early. Ground ball rolling the other way in the hole. Backhanded by Moriarty. Quick release. Good stretch by Micah Hoffbauer to right field. And out on a close play at first base is Allen. Good play in both ends. Short to first. So Luke Allen grounds out. He's now 0 for 2. He had lined to third in the first to end the inning. Now he opens the fourth by grounding out. Here's a foul back out of play by Ryan Budde. Strike one. Budde is 0 for 1. 3-2 ball game at the bottom of the fourth. Salt Lake ahead. Pitch lone inside, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. We have Darren Oliver down for 37 strikes and only 11 balls. 48 pitches in the game unofficially. Change up, swing and a miss. And the count 1-2. Tampa Bay batting in the top of the ninth at Kansas City. The Royals trying to hold on. They lead 6-5. Lugo homered for Tampa Bay tonight. Darren Oliver, the wind up, the 1-2 pitch. Fouled back out of play. Count remains 1-2 on Ryan Budde. Salt Lake ahead 3-2, batting in the bottom of the fourth. They've out hit the Cubs 5-3. Curveball, fly ball right field. He went with a pitch near the line, chased and caught by Trinidad right on top of the line. Good running catch by Trinidad Hubbard, about 300 feet from home plate. That's out number 2. Budde flies the other way, and the batter will be David Matranga. He grounded out to third in the second. You're up to date on the Morton scoreboard as far as big league games are concerned. We'll also check in the PCL a little later. There's ball 1, and Matranga fouled it back for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, nobody on base. Thanks for joining us. A 4-game series from Salt Lake begins tonight. John Lester will pitch tomorrow afternoon for the Cubs, 3 o'clock Central Time for that ball game. Scott Dunn goes for the Stingers. Breaking ball, a strike, inside corner, the count 1-2 on Matranga. Cubs' next home game will be Thursday at Principal Park. Fastball up and away, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Darren Oliver, it's ironic. We'll see if we get time to talk about this tonight, but pitching against the Stingers. Here's a sharp ground ball on the right side. On top of it, Walker is spinning stop down to his knees, and he twirls around and from one knee throws on to Hoffbauer to retire the side. That ball hit very hard, and Walker takes a hit away from David Matranga to end the inning. And Darren Oliver dispatches the side in order. So we play 4 innings tonight at Salt Lake 3, the Iowa Cubs 2 on KXNO.
The YMCA of Greater Des Moines has over 34,000 members that can tell you about their 6 conveniently located facilities. These facilities offer free family programming, the best fitness classes, and top-notch youth programs. Don't forget, summer is here, and your local YMCAs are ready to offer all kids a summer loaded with fun, and all parents one-stop shopping with a guarantee against boredom. See your local YMCA for information on summer camps for kids of all ages and interests. The YMCA of Greater Des Moines. We build strong kids, strong families, and strong communities.
Spring, graduation, Americans here to help. Digital cameras are small and really easy to use. And you can print your own pictures right at home because American includes a free photo printer with every digital camera from just $147. At Canon, $147 after $80 mail-in rebates while quantities last. And if your graduate wants a computer, American will help you find the perfect system, like a compact notebook with wireless networking, only $5.99 after mail-in rebates. And who knows, with American's help, your graduate might even email home.
The diamonds shine brighter at Morrissey Fine Jewelry.
When you want her to forget about what you forgot about, come to Morrissey's. I'm Vince Morrissey from Morrissey Fine Jewelry, reminding you the diamonds from Morrissey's not only shine brighter, they're also proven to cause amnesia. Morrissey Fine Jewelry, 235 5th Street in Valley Junction.
The diamonds shine brighter at
1460 KXNO.
Cubs batted the fifth inning. They're down by a run here in Salt Lake to the Stingers. Darren Oliver pitching tonight for the Iowa Cubs. And there was that spring training game in March, the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. Darren Oliver with the Diamondbacks this spring. In fact, he began the season at AAA Tucson. Here's the pitch by Lee to begin the fifth, and Dwayne Bacon takes one low and outside, ball one. Lee is at 75 pitches unofficially in the game. And there is activity in the bullpen. Bounce to third. Pavkovich fielding in the grass, and he throws on to Kochman for the out. Bacon grounds out. We begin the fifth inning. Now Trinidad Hubbard. Cubs down 3-2. Trinidad has singled and grounded out. But they had to call that game after 5 innings in Tucson because of all the bees on the field. They literally chased Darren Oliver from the mound. He kept trying to back away from the pitcher's mound. The bees went right after him. And he left for good as another pitcher had to complete the inning. Darren said he loved the game, but he likes himself a little bit more. Apparently the bees attracted to the coconut oil he had in his hair gel. This is from spring training. Darren Oliver at the time pitching for the Diamondbacks. Here's ball one. Lead to Trinidad Hubbard, and now a hot shot line drive off the glove of Kochman. Picked up at second base by Smith. He throws to the pitcher covering for the out. That's a very good defensive play. Boy, the line drive, the low line drive of Trinidad Hubbard nearly took the glove off the hand of Kochman. He made a diving attempt to his right. The ball almost literally going through the glove, rolled behind him, but backed up with the second baseman Smith, who threw to the pitcher covering for the out. So that one has scored 3-4-1. A ground out, first to second, the pitcher. And now foul out of play left side by Todd Walker, a strike. 2 quick outs, nobody on base. 3-2 in the fifth. The Cubs 2 runs and a home run by Scott McLean. Last inning is 250th in his career. Here's ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Iowa down by a run as they bat in the fifth. Todd Walker. This might be his last half inning. And he bounces one to the pitcher. Lee fielding and lobbing on to Kochman to retire Walker and the Cubs. Again, he sets the side down in order. He's done that third inning, and now here in the fifth. We're halfway through the ball game, 4.5 played. Salt Lake 3, Iowa 2 on 1460 AM KXNO.
America's premier water softening salt, Morton System Saver Salt, is a proud sponsor of Iowa Cubs baseball. Best of luck to the Iowa Cubs from Morton System Saver Salt. Always look for the familiar yellow bag for all your soft water needs. With Morton System Saver pellets, you'll feel the difference. Morton now offers the complete soft water system. For soft water, nothing works harder, guaranteed. Morton System Saver Salt.
Post Fruity Pebbles just got better, now with half the sugar of regular Fruity Pebbles and all the great Fruity Pebbles taste. It's sweetened with Splenda, a brand sweetener made from sugar. Moms and kids are not only happy with a reduced sugar Fruity Pebbles cereal, but also about the tastiest news from Bedrock, new Marshmallow Mania Pebbles. This delicious cereal is double the marshmallow fun with colorful marshmallow-flavored bits in the form of Fred, Barney, Dino, and the Great Kazoo. It's truly yabba-dabba delicious. Post cereals, breakfast made right.
Wells Fargo knows how difficult it is to keep your finances organized. That's why we introduced My Spending Report, a free new tool available exclusively through online banking at wellsfargo.com with any Wells Fargo checking account. It organizes spending from your Wells Fargo check card, credit card, checking account, and online bill pay service all in one place. Best of all, it automatically sorts your card and bill pay spending into familiar categories, so organizing your finances is as easy as point and click. Wells Fargo, the next stage. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. member FDIC.
1460 KXNO.
Bottom of the fifth inning from Franklin Covey Field here in Salt Lake City. Again, a lovely night. The wind has died out, and Salt Lake bats with a 3-2 lead. Casey Smith leads off, made that terrific defensive play in the top of the inning. Smith, and then the top of the lineup, Pavkovich and Mathis versus Darren Oliver. We mentioned that spring training game when Darren was pitching for the Diamondbacks against the Rockies. They had to call that game after 5 innings because of bees. There's a fastball, lone inside, ball one from Darren Oliver. Ground ball, stab of the pitcher. Good play by Darren. Ample time to throw on to first baseman Hoffpower for the out. That was a pepper shot ground ball by Casey Smith, but a ground out. 5 in a row retired by Darren. He had a stretch earlier in the game where he set down 7 straight. Salt Lake got 2 in the first. Back-to-back singles by Mathis and Kochman. Pride a 2-run triple. And then back-to-back doubles by Kochman, Pride in the third for the third run. 3-2 ball game, and the pitch in on the hands, ball 1 on Pavkovich. Adam Pavkovich, right-handed hitter, open stance, pitch inside, ball 2. 2-0 the count on Pavkovich. They play him around to left. Darren Oliver back to the plate. And a line drive right center field. Nobody there. Base hit. Dwayne Bacon cuts it off. It'll be a single. Commodious outfield. It's 420 to center. 345 down the left field line. And that is 6 hits now for the Stingers. 1 out, 1 on. Pavkovich does not have a stolen base this year. He's at first. Micah Hoffpower holding him on. A good crowd tonight. They'll have, I'd say, 7,000, 8,000. They don't make a lot of noise here in Salt Lake. Fouled back, out of play, a strike. Darren Oliver has pitched a fine game. It's the bottom of the 5th inning. Salt Lake ahead 3-2. Jeff Mathis has singled and struck out, scored a run. He's a right-handed batter. Check of the runner. The pitch is at the knee. Strike 2. Quickly. No balls, 2 strikes on Mathis. Casey Kochman on deck. Pavkovich, he's another young guy in this team. He's 23. And he draws a throw from Darren Oliver. He went to the University of Alabama, Pavkovich. This is only his 3rd year. He bypassed Double-A. He played at Rancho Cucamonga last season. Class A. Adam Pavkovich takes a bold lead on Darren Oliver. Darren staring over there. Now he brings it home, and a drive in the right center field, but Bacon is there. Has it measured, and the grab made with the center fielder. Good positioning for the second out. Pavkovich at first base, 2 out for Casey Kochman. Kochman has a single and a double. Pride on deck has a double and a triple, so they have been the 2 top nemesis for Darren Oliver. 4 of the 6 hits for Salt Lake between Kochman and Pride. 3-2 the score in the bottom of the 5th. Cubs in the 6th inning will send up Murray, Kelton, McLean. Salt Lake had activity in the top of the inning in the bullpen, but not in the bottom. There's a knee-locking curveball, strike 1. Good pitch to Kochman. By the way, Todd Walker stayed in the game. He's still at second. They play Kochman way over to left. Throw to first, and Pavkovich back in time. 3-2, Salt Lake ahead in the first game of the series. The Cubs lost the first game of the recent series in Colorado Springs, then won 2 in a row, then lost last night. Check swing and a pitch low and outside for strike 2. 0-2 on Kochman, but again, he's had more walks than strikeouts in his career. This season, he's walked 20 times and struck out 18 times. He's always had injury problems in his career. Runner goes. Oliver throws to Hoffpower to second base. The tag by Moriarty, and Pavkovich is caught stealing. That ends the inning. No runs a hit, no one left on. We have played 5 frames in Salt Lake. The Stingers 3, the Cubs 2. This is Iowa Cubs baseball on KXNO.
Papa John's pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Attention baseball fans, call your local Papa John's for our home run special. Get a large pizza with up to 3 toppings of your choice for only $9.99.
Papa John's. Better call Papa.
you're out. When you are out and about, Raccoon River Brewing Company is the place. Join us at the river, offering unique house brews in the beer garden, lunch, dinner, late night, and outdoor patio dining Monday through Saturday, and live music at Raccoon on the weekends. Raccoon River Brewing Company is located at 10th and Mulberry, downtown, next to the Hotel Fort Des Moines. The Hotel Fort Des Moines offers an all-star Iowa Cubs package. Let us treat you like an MVP with special room rates, transportation to the stadium, and game tickets. So don't sit in the dugout. Head on out to Raccoon River Brewing Company, where it's fun to be a fan. Be sure to check out the back of your Iowa Cubs ticket stub for the chance of a double play coupon. Buy 1 pint of brew and get the second pint absolutely free. It's a home run for good food, good brew, and good times. Raccoon River Brewing Company, 10th and Mulberry, downtown Des Moines, a fly ball away from Principal Park. Raccoon River Brewing Company, your official Iowa Cubs party headquarters.
1460 KXNO.
Salt Lake clinging to a 1-run lead. Iowa batting in the 6th inning. Elsewhere on the Morton scoreboard in the Pacific Coast League, Las Vegas at Nashville rained out. And Tucson wins at Memphis today 4-2. Sidewinders over the Redbirds 4-2. Here's a pitch by Lee Lowe, ball 1 on Calvin Murray, the teeth of the lineup, trying to take a bite out of Lee here in the 6th inning. Kelvin leads off, and he grounds one up the middle to his left. The glove work by Matranga. He fumbles it away. That probably is an error. Kelvin Murray is safe. In that game at Memphis today, they had 12,598, a 2-hour, 16-minute game. Edgar Gonzalez, the winning pitcher. Mark Nussbeck, the loss. Brandon Metters with a save. Barden homered for Tucson. John Gall for the Redbird run. That was an error. Leadoff man on base, and the pitch blown outside to David Kelton, ball 1. Cubs down by a run, but they've got that possible tying run on base to begin the 6th inning. Kelvin is now 0 for 2. He's been on base twice, a walk, and on the Matranga error here in the 6th. Lee's pitch off the outside corner, ball 2. 2-0 on David. David Kelton has grounded out, doubled and scored. 1 for 2. Salt Lake, they do play for the double play in the infield. Scott McLean on deck. Lee bends over, picks up the sign. There's activity again in the bullpen for Salt Lake. Pitch inside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes on David Kelton in this 6th inning. Salt Lake, 3 runs, 6 hits, and now an error. The Cubs have 2 runs on 3 hits. Kochman playing in front of the bag. Pitch by Lee is taken for a strike. 3-1 on David Kelton. The Cubs, their offense, a 2-run home run by the man on deck, Scott McLean, in the 4th inning. Now we're in the top of the 6th. Target inside, pickoff attempt, and Calvin Murray back in time. Calvin has 3 stolen bases this year. Lee from the stretch. Check of the runner, and a throw over there. Gives us a chance to check the Morton scoreboard for games in progress in the PCL. At Round Rock ahead of Portland 2-1 in the 6th. Foul back, and it's full now, 3-2 on David Kelton. Nobody out, a man at first here in the 6th inning. The Cubs down by a run. Tacoma 4, Albuquerque nothing in the 2nd inning. Omaha the early lead at Colorado Springs 2-0 in the 3rd. Later on, Oklahoma plays at Fresno, and Sacramento will host New Orleans. 3-2 pitch, Murray running, and it's high, ball 4. The Cubs have 2 men on, nobody out for Scott McLean.
Third base, number 35, Scott McLean.
And that looks like the pitching coach going out there, Bryn Smith. Let's remind all the youngsters listening in that you could be a Great Clips VIP kid for an upcoming Iowa Cubs game at Principal Park. Great Clips VIP kids get great seats for the game, a souvenir baseball autograph by an Iowa Cubs player, a T-shirt, and VIP ballpark recognition. If you're between the ages of 8 and 13, sign up at any Des Moines Great Clips salon. Great Clips, great haircuts every time, everywhere. Umpire Mike Malinsky goes out there, and now Bryn Smith jogs back to the dugout. That reliever should be about ready in the bullpen. He's a left-hander. We saw him warm up briefly last inning, and he throws again here in the 6th. Cubs down by a run. Scott McLean, the batter, takes a strike on the outside corner. Scott, a nice at bat in the 4th. He homered. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Batting with 2 men on, nobody out in the 6th inning. Iowa down by a run. The vacancy sign in right center. That's where he homered. Pitch outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looks like Eric Sir in the bullpen. Left-handed reliever for Salt Lake. Micah Hoffpower on deck. 1-1 on Scott McLean. With that home run, he has a 5-game hitting streak. An error and a walk, and the Cubs have 2 men on here in the 6th, down by a run. Nobody out. Fastball inside, throw to second by the catcher, Buddy, not in time. The tag by Smith. Close play. Fans hoping he was out at second. Kelvin Murray, the man at second base. David Kelton, first base. And now Ryan Buddy sends the sign out to pitcher Lee. This might be the last batter for Corey Lee. Head by a run. Line drive, and it's a foul ball down near the Cub bullpen, left field. Strike 2. 2-2 on Scott. Lee over 90 pitches in the game. Definitely would be his last inning. I think his longest outing this year, I'll double check, but 6 innings. A 2-2 pitch, and he struck him out swinging. A pitch low inside. Looked like it had some movement on it. And a big strikeout for Lee. His longest outing was his win here against Las Vegas, April 14th. 6 innings. 1 out, 2 men on. K rations now at 6 for Lee, his single game high this season, 8. Let's see what Micah Hoffpower can do. Micah 0 for 1, a walk, a fly out. And he flies one down that left field line. Long run for Luke Allen into the corner. It's out of play up in the stands. It's further down the left field line, 345 down the right field line. Or left field line, 345. Right field line is only 315. Strike 1 on Micah Hoffpower. Kelvin Murray back to second. David Kelton, trail runner at first base. Thanks for joining us tonight. Again, Salt Lake, they've got new ownership here this year. Larry Miller, the man that owns the Jazz, now owns the Stingers. Pitch outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. That announcement was made on January 13th. Larry Miller, very popular figure here in Salt Lake City. 1 out, 1-1 pitch. And a line drive right field. This one will drop in front of Gorno for a base hit. And holding at third, Kelvin Murray. So the Cubs have the bases loaded. And now we'll see if there's a pitching change. Manager Ebel, if he goes out there. Micah Hoffpower propelling one to right field to extend his hitting streak to 9. So the base is loaded, 1 out for Giovanni Soto. Dino Ebel, the first-year manager for Salt Lake. He stays in the dugout. Gio Soto has struck out looking and walked. Salt Lake plays for the double play in the infield. Cubs have the bases loaded. Down by a run in the 6th inning. Strike on the outside corner right at the knees. Good pitch by Lee. Hoffpower at first base, Kelton at second, Murray at third. So it's a 6th inning predicament for Lee. Stretch the pitch and a ball in the air, right side, out of play, strike 2. 0-2 on Giovanni Soto with Mike Moriarty on deck. A couple of good pitches by Lee, and he quickly is at 0-2. Now he looks into catcher Buddy for the sign. The Cubs are batting only .189 with the bases loaded. And Buddy goes out to the mound. They couldn't agree on the signal at 0-2. So they meet in front of the pitcher's mound. And Buddy back behind the plate. Bases loaded, 2 strikes on Giovanni Soto with 1 out in the 6th inning, and the Cubs down by a run. That pitch is low. That's a low strike. Mike McClinsky with a late call, but he punches out Giovanni Soto. Well, the ball was in the catcher's mitt. Giovanni Soto turned and looked back to umpire McClinsky. All of a sudden, he raises that right arm and rings up Giovanni Soto. So 2 out. It's up to Mike Moriarty. Mike has struck out, popped out. Strike and a good low fastball by Lee. Manager Ebel stays with Lee. And Lee got a big strikeout moments ago. He's up to 7 in K rations. And now faces the right-handed hitting Mike Moriarty. The left-handed pitcher deals. Swing and a miss. Nice changeup and the count 0-2. Bases loaded. 2 out. 2 strikes on Mike Moriarty in the 6th inning. The Cubs down by a run. Lee from the stretch. Buddy hangs a sign. They play to right field on Mike. Target away. And the pitch low and in for strike 3. Once again, a delayed call. But Mike McClinsky rings up Giovanni Soto, rings up Mike Moriarty, and Lee struck out the side for the 2nd time tonight. And he comes away unscathed in the top of the 6th. No runs a hit in there. 3 left on. We have played 5.5 at Salt Lake 3, the Cubs 2 on KXNO.
Coventry Healthcare of Iowa proudly supports the Iowa Cubs. The same traits leading to a sports success are found in an effective health plan: strength, flexibility, excelling at fundamentals. It's why hundreds of local employers have picked Coventry for their health coverage. They win with best-in-class service, a large team of participating providers, and a playbook full of affordable product options, because good health is everything. By focusing on doing one thing well, Coventry will continue to not only be competitive, but a leader in their league. It's a formula for success ICUB squads have always known.
Healthcare for your child. You want only the best. The Children's Health Center at Blank Children's Hospital has your child covered through all ages and stages, from newborn to teen. Whether it's well-child visits and immunizations to diagnosing and treating injuries and illness, the Blank Children's Health Center has the most complete healthcare services for your child, provided with the warmth and caring you'd expect. Call the Blank Children's Health Center to schedule an appointment. 515-241-KIDS.
For a refreshing change from the ordinary hotel, make your next stay in Des Moines the most enjoyable ever. Stay at the Wildwood Lodge, located just off the University exit of I-8035. The Wildwood Lodge is now offering a special Iowa Cubs package for 2 or 4 fans. The package includes hats, tickets to the game, concession dollars, and lodging, starting at only $129. Only 15 minutes from Principal Park. The Wildwood Lodge. Call 1-800-728-1223 or go to wildwoodlodge.com.
This is George Sedano. Join me weekday overnights from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. for the 3rd shift here on Des Moines Sports Station, 1460 KXNO Des Moines.
Welcome back to Franklin Covey Field in Salt Lake City. This is Dean Ellis, Steve Young, our engineer, and the pitch by Darren Oliver to begin the bottom of the 6th inning. Lone outside, ball 1. Casey Kochman leads off. He was down 2 strikes when Patkovich broke for second, was picked off by Darren to end the bottom of the 5th. Left-hander against left-hander. And there's another low strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looks like Mike McClinsky is consistent with his strike zone. Deep and around the left on Kochman. Swings and misses at another nice curveball. He has a single and a double to score 2 of their 3 runs. 3-2 Salt Lake lead in the bottom of the 6th inning, game 1 of a 4-game series. Todd Walker is out. Richard Lewis in at second. There's ball 2. Lone outside. 2-2 on Casey Kochman. And the left-hander back to the dish. Missing, blown away. It was close, but ball 3. This is only his second 3-ball count. Darren Oliver hasn't walked a man. He struck out 3. Pitched a nice game, down by a run in the 6th inning. Giovanni Soto put the sign down. The payoff pitch. Ground ball. Richard Lewis can't get to it. A base hit. Richard was playing way over in the hole. And the ball hit really in the regular second base position, but Richard was playing in the hole on the right side, and Kochman hit it to his right. So a leadoff single. First time they've had a leadoff man on base tonight, and Kochman is now 3 for 3. The batter will be Curtis Pride. He has tripled in 2 runs in the first and an RBI double in the third. Off power holding with Kochman. Pitched by Oliver. Popped up left field. This one will drop for a base hit.
Is the right fielder, number 22, Nick Gordon.
Back-to-back singles. Kochman at second base, Pride at first base. They now have 6 of the 8 Salt Lake hits. Each 3 for 3, and the batter is Gourneau. He's 0 for 2, hit into a force-out, struck out. Nick Gourneau. He bends the knees as he waits on the pitch. They play him to pull in left and center, and he rips and misses, strike 1. The Cubs and Salt Lake have had really a very good all-time series. Iowa has a lead of 32-28 all-time against Salt Lake. Again, at one time they were in the same division. These teams split 4 games here last year. They will meet again only these 4 games this season. There's ball 1, blown away. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Kochman at second. Pride at first base. Roberto Novoa is up in the Iowa bullpen. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Salt Lake bats with a 1-run lead. And that pitch is high inside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Gourneau. Dino Ebel, their manager, coaches third. Again, he had been in the Dodgers system, but first year now with the Angels, and he manages this AAA team. Check of the runners. 2-1 pitch, hit high, hit deep left field by Gourneau. Back goes Calvin Murray. Bombs away. A 3-run tater for Gourneau. And the Stingers double their run total. They're up 6-2. Gourneau travels the home run highway for the 4th time, and he now has 19 RBI. Kochman has scored 3 of their 6 runs. He and Pride in before Gourneau. There's a curveball hooking over the plate, strike 1 on Luke Allen. Allen 0 for 2. Nobody out yet in the bottom of the 6th. And the Stingers now lead by 4. A foul ball at the plate for strike 2. 0-2. Ryan Buddy on deck, and then David Matranga here in the bottom of the 6th. And that pitch is high inside, ball 1. Oliver, the full windup in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Allen looked bad, chasing one lone outside. He strikes out. 4 strikeouts for Darren. And the batter will be Ryan Buddy. Buddy is 0 for 2, grounded out and flied out. And Buddy, taking all the way, looks at strike one. Buddy batting 7th in the lineup. 6 runs, 9 hits now for the Stingers. 2 runs, 4 hits, Iowa. And a line drive right field towards the line. Trinidad Hubbard over, and he reels it in. Buddy lines out. No one on base for David Matrenga. He's grounded out twice. So the 6th inning is a pivotal inning in this ball game. Salt Lake led 3-2 when the inning began, and the Cubs had the bases loaded, 1 out, did not score. Manager Ebel stayed with Lee. It paid off. Here's ball 1 to Matrenga from Darren Oliver. And then Gorneau hits a 3-run home run in the bottom of the inning. And the Stingers lead 6-2. That pitch inside, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Broken back ground ball rolling in the hole. Left side backhanded by Moriarty. The quick throw is in time. Good play on both ends. Nice fielding play. Strong throw by shortstop Moriarty and a good stretch by Micah Hoppower. It's 1-2-3, but after they score 3 runs. 3 runs, 3 hits, and now we have played 6. Salt Lake 6, Iowa 2. You're listening to Iowa Cubs baseball on KXNO.
I've never wanted a Coke so bad in my life as the time my husband told me we had last-minute family coming over at literally the last minute. Why didn't you tell me earlier?
Slipped my mind, and I think they're sleeping over.
What?
I love you.
Somehow I managed to whip up wings, dips, and salad while simultaneously figuring out sleeping arrangements just as... Hey! Yep, I pulled it off until...
Where's the Coke?
May I have some Coke? As in the Coke I didn't have. As in the Coke I was also now craving after 3 handfuls of salty pretzels. Apologizing was impossible. My shriveled up tongue couldn't form the words. I needed a miracle. It's Mom! Never thought I'd say this, but the miracle appeared as my mother-in-law.
We brought food and Coke.
Boy, I hugged that woman tight, learning that day to always have an extra stash of Coke, as well as avoid tight embraces with Mom. Because let me tell you, smelling just like your husband's mother can really freak him out.
You know, that smells familiar. Mom?
Be prepared for all your expected and unexpected occasions. Coca-Cola. Make it real.
Hey Cub fans, another exciting season of Iowa Cubs baseball under the lights is made possible by Iowa's own Musco Lighting. Musco Lighting is a world-class leader in sports lighting. Musco specializes in permanent and temporary lighting services, including major and minor league baseball stadiums across the country. Musco Lighting also makes sports lighting happen around the world, from NASCAR super speedways to Olympic Games to hometown Little League fields. Supporting the Iowa Cubs, Musco Lighting, a world-class leader in sports lighting.
1460 KXNO.
6 innings played here at Franklin Covey Field. The home team, Salt Lake, 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, leaving 2. Iowa, 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 6 left on. Salt Lake, the game's only double play. Dwayne Bacon leads off. 3rd time he's led off an inning. He's 0 for 2, batting 9th. Salt Lake with a 4-run cushion as we begin play here in the 7th. Ball 1 from Lee. He stays in the game. He's over 100 pitches. Dwayne bats right-handed. At third baseman, Pavkovich plays on the cut of the infield grass. Suspicious of a bunt. Strike 1, 1-1. Lee, both feet in the rubber, picks up the sign and the 1-1 pitch. On the outside corner, about belt level, strike 2. And now Pavkovich backs up at third. They played her right in the outfield. In the 7th inning, it's 6-2. And that pitch tailing low and away, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trinidad Hubbard on deck, and then Richard Lewis in the 7th inning. The Cubs offense, a 2-run home run by Scott McLean in the 4th. Check swing, but he went around. Bacon strikes out. 1 out, and Lee now has 9 strikeouts, a new single-game high for him. Plus, this is his longest outing of the year at 6 1/3, and nobody throwing in the bullpen. Trinidad Hubbard, the batter. He's 1 for 3. He's batting .386 as an Iowa Cub. Takes a pitch high, ball 1. He's hit safely every game he has played for the Cubs except 2. 11 out of 13. Ground ball in the hole, right side, diving to smother it. Smith at second. He's up. He throws him out. That's the second terrific defensive play by Casey Smith at second base.
Number 7, Richard Lewis.
Two out and nobody on base for Richard Lewis. He's batting for the first time tonight, taking over for Todd Walker at second. Todd here on rehab. Roberto Novoa continues to work in the Cubs bullpen, ostensibly to pitch in the bottom of the 7th. Salt Lake ahead 6-2, and that one missed the outside corner, ball 1. Smith has been around since 2001, their second baseman. Outside again, ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes. He split last year between AA, AAA. Casey Smith. He's out of Troy State. No one on base, and Richard takes a changeup at the knees, a strike. 2-1, 2 out. Base is empty in the 7th inning. Cubs are behind 6-2. Taking on the Stingers in game 1 of a 4-game series. John Lester pitches tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock Central Time. A wave and a miss at a breaking ball, low and inside, strike 2. We're on the air at 2:35 for the pregame show. We'll have our Sunday feature at the Yard. Join us for that, hosted by Pete Weber. And then 3 o'clock game time. Again, that's Iowa time. Here's a tapper left side. Fielding is Lee, spins around the throw. Out! Very nice play by Lee, as Richard has good speed hustling down the line, and that ball is the old swinging bunt near the third base line, and Lee, maybe one of his best fastballs tonight, rifling one to Kochman to take a hit away from Richard Lewis. And Lee knocked him down 1-2-3. It's time for a stretch at Franklin Covey Field. We have played 6.5. Stingers 6, iCubs 2 on KXNO.
Fitness World West offers a great environment with a friendly and helpful staff that cares about you achieving your goals. Professional certified trainers at Fitness World West conduct free, ongoing health assessments and design a workout program for every member to ensure success. Fitness World West has a comfortable atmosphere that is unique in that it accommodates a wide variety of users and everyone feels welcome. Call Fitness World West at 223-5111 to receive a free trial membership. It's easy. Just call 223-5111 and see how much fun fitness can be.
Therese Thompson here for Spindustry Systems. Did you know that most people are researching online with search engines before they buy? You can't afford not to be listed, and you have to make sure you're easy to find. It's as important as having your number in the phone book. Spindustry Systems has a proven search engine marketing program already in use by some of Iowa's top companies. We do not use spam tactics. Spindustry is compliant, affordable, and it works. Spindustry has the program and people you can trust. Contact us at spindustry.com.
Baseball season means Sonic season. The 6 metro area Sonic drive-ins are offering Sonic 2-for-1 Tuesday coupons for all Tuesday Iowa Cubs games. Visit Sonic for made-to-order hamburgers, real shakes and malts, and onion rings breaded fresh daily. All served fast and fun. Not just good, they're Sonic good. Sonic drive-ins at East 14th in Euclid, Southeast 14th Street, 63rd Street south of Grand, Merle Hay Road in Johnston, 8th Street in Altoona, and in Ankeny across from the high school.
1460 KXNO.
Now for a wireless plan with real team spirit. See the MVPs at U.S. Cellular. Get 1,000 anytime minutes for just $39.95 a month, plus unlimited call me minutes. That means it doesn't cost you a thing when people call you. U.S. Cellular, we connect with you. Roberto Novoa is the new pitcher. Roberto Novoa and the U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen. Cubs are behind 6-2, and Salt Lake bats in the bottom of the 7th. Roberto in his 11th game with Iowa. He's 1-1 with a pair of saves and a 4.40 ERA. Ground ball rolling out to short. Moriarty comes up throwing in time to Hoffpower. Good jam job by Navoa, and he got the ground out. That's how we begin the bottom of the 7th inning. Casey Smith rolling one out to Mike Moriarty, who's had a busy night at short. Mike has had 4 chances at short. 1 pitch, 1 out. Adam Pavkovich, their leadoff man, steps in. Pavkovich is 1 for 3. 6-2 Salt Lake ahead, and that pitch is at the knees, a strike from the right-hander, Roberto Navoa, big guy. .6'5" right-hander with a pitch low and in, strike 2, spotting his fastball perfectly, and he's up 0-2. Picked up from the Tigers in that Kyle Farnsworth trade, Roberto Navoa. Pitching on the hands for ball 1. Pitching line on Darren Oliver, 6 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs all earned, no walks, struck out 4. 1 out, base is empty, bottom of the 7th. The 1-2 pitch, low and away, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So that sand slowly dripping down that hourglass. Time running out of the Cubs. They're behind 6-2 in the bottom of the 7th. They've got 6 outs to give. Breaking ball, and that one is strike 3. Again, that delayed call by umpire McClinsky, but he rings up Pavkovich. Pavkovich looked at the menu, did not order, so he's back in the dugout. Batter will be Jeff Mathis. Mathis is 1 for 3 with a single, a run scored. He's the DH. 2 out, nobody on base, and a swing and a miss, strike 1. Navoa back to the plate. Swing and a miss. That time a lovely off-speed pitch for strike 2. Quickly 0-2 on Mathis. Iowa down by 4 runs. Salt Lake batting in the bottom of the 7th. Navoa validates the sign. The pitch to Mathis. A fastball under the hands for a ball. Raniel Pinto made his first start in Double-A since he was sent back from Iowa last night. That pitch on the way, ball 2, 2-2. He pitched 6 innings against Chattanooga, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned, walked only 1, struck out 3. West Tennessee lost that game 4-3 in 10 innings. Pinto, no decision. Popped up by Mathis, shallow left field, angling back as Mike Moriarty. He wants it, he takes it, and that ends the inning. Navoa in relief, sets down the side in order, and now we go to the 8th inning. Through 7, Salt Lake 6, Iowa 2 on KXNO.
During Ford's National Test Drive event, people just love getting into our F-150. Trouble is, getting them out. Because Ford F-150 not only has the quietest interior in its class, but the highest towing capacity of any other truck. Plus, with a fully boxed frame that's welded on both sides, F-150 is engineered to handle even the toughest jobs. It's Ford's National Test Drive event. Visit your local Ford store today for a great deal on the best-selling Ford F-150. Built for the Midwest and only from your local Ford store.
Country Insurance and Financial Services presents Real People.
I wanted a boat my whole life. Mark had a boat up in Wisconsin. He was fishing with some friends. My boat was a 16-foot deep V aluminum with all the whistles and bells. This was my dream boat. That night he brought the boat in the dock after he was done fishing and came back the next morning and saw the dock was burned and the boat was gone. My boat burned and sank. The first person I called was Mike, my insurance agent. Then I called my wife.
It is just not a check we're writing, just not a claim we're handling. It's people we're taking care of.
He got the claim started for me immediately. That was very comforting.
When you want an agent who knows what's important to you and understands your needs, call your Country agent. Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick.
I'm protecting their lives, I'm protecting their income, I'm protecting their home, and I'm protecting their boat.
This is our country.
See the Country Insurance and Financial Services agent near you or visit countryfinancial.com.
1460 KXNO.
U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen. On the Salt Lake side, call 1-888-BUI-USCC or stop by a U.S. Cellular location. Ask about Easy Edge. Easy way to get more from your phone. Easy Edge from U.S. Cellular. We connect with you. Eric Sir is in, a 6'4" left-hander. 26 years of age, out of Oklahoma. Sir, the new pitcher. CYR. Kelvin Murray leads off. Bluffs a bunt, takes one outside, ball one. Cubs are behind as Kelvin will be followed by David Kelton, Scott McLean in the eighth. 6-2 ball game. Salt Lake ahead. Sir rocks and deals. Bluffing a bunt, Kelvin takes a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lee pitches 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, walked 4, struck out 9. That pitch at the knees for strike 2. We had Lee down for 115 pitches, pitched a good game. Longest outing, highest strikeout total this year. On the ground to short, to his right to suck it in, Matranga. The throw is in time to Kochman. 1 out. 6 in a row retired by Salt Lake pitching. David Kelton has doubled and walked. He's 1 for 2 of the runs scored. The Cubs offense, a 2-run home run with a man on deck, Scott McLean. Iowa batting in the 8th. They've got 5 outs to give. They are behind 6-2. Salt Lake 2 in the first, 1 in the third. Cubs got their 2 in the fourth. Fouled back out of play, strike 1. A 3-run home run. Very big right now. That was hit by Gourneau in the 6th inning. Line drive right center field and a shoot top catch made by Curtis Pry. That one started to tail on him and sink. And a good catch by Pry.
Number 35, Scott McLean.
He had been playing David into right center, but the ball then dives on him. And Pride stays with it for the catch. 2 out. Scott McLean, the batter, has homered in between a couple of strikeouts tonight. Bases empty, 8th inning. Stingers ahead 6-2. And the motion, the pitch by the southpaw. Fastball missed away, ball 1. Sir, 26 years of age. He lives in Canada, up in Montreal. Strike, a good fastball, 1-1. His big league time with the Padres. 44 days. Back in 2002. Inside for ball 2, 2-1 on Scott McLean. Drafted with the Padres in 98. In the 30th round, Eric Sir. Here's a bouncing ball to short. Fielding is Matranga. The throw to Kochman in time to retire McLean and the Cubs. Sir in relief. Sets them down in order. We have played 7.5 tonight at Salt Lake 6, Iowa 2 on KXNO.
The press conference is about to start. We're waiting for the digital duo, the broadband heroes from Mediacom.
There they are.
Hey, everybody.
Thanks for coming.
Is it true?
Absolutely. Mediacom's digital one-star pack delivers up to 150 channels and includes stars and on-demand.
It's awesome. Start the show on your schedule and control it like a DVD. You can't do that with a dish.
The digital one-star pack is just $29.95 a month as part of our combo deal that includes high-speed internet. Also just $29.95.
Up to 50 times faster than dial-up.
How do we get it?
Just call 1-877-82-CABLE.
Uh-oh. Slow downloads on Ingram Street.
Looks like Mediacom to the rescue. Thanks, everybody.
Call 1-877-82-CABLE and get the digital one-star pack and Mediacom online for just $29.95 each for a whole year. All services may not be available in all areas. Limited time offer. Some restrictions may apply.
The Radisson Hotel has the perfect deal for out-of-town fans wanting to enjoy Iowa Cubs baseball this season. The Radisson Hotel is near the Des Moines Airport on Fleur Drive, only 10 minutes from Principal Park. the Radisson is offering an overnight stay for up to 4 iCub fans, tickets to a game and dinner at Johnny's Italian Steakhouse. And remember, with the Radisson, you find your sleep number with their Sleep Number beds. Call the Radisson for more information on their Iowa Cubs package at 800-333-3333.
1460 KXNO.
Your attention, please. The deputy's pitching change for Iowa. Number 47, Joe Borowski.
Welcome back to Franklin Covey Field. You hear the announcement. Joe Borowski is in on the U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen. U.S. Cellular, we connect with you. Joe continues his rehab assignment with the Iowa Cubs. This will be his 6th game. No record, a 3.60 ERA. Has pitched 5 innings on rehab. Story today in the Chicago Sun-Times that says that Joe Borowski would like the Cubs to end his minor league rehab and bring him back to the big leagues. The Cubs want him to continue here with Iowa short time more. Borowski, the story says, spoke on the telephone with Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach. But the Cubs do want Joe to throw the ball again tonight here in Salt Lake. He does that, and it's blown outside, ball 1. It's the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Cubs are down by 4 runs. Casey Kochman leads off. This will be a challenging inning for Joe Borowski. There's ball 2, lone outside. Kochman 3 for 3, 2 singles, a double, 3 runs scored. Pride on deck is 3 for 3, double, triple, single, 3 runs batted in, 1 run scored. Just a home run shy of the cycle. There's a strike blown away. 2-1, Joe Borowski to Casey Kochman in the bottom of the 8th. Salt Lake 6 runs, 9 hits, and the game's air. The Cubs have 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. They've left 6. The Stingers have left only 2 men on. Lone outside, ball 3, 3-1. Now, Dusty Baker and Joe Borowski quoted as saying that Joe had a couple real good outings, but the last time or 2 the ball just wasn't coming out of his hand the same way it was first couple of times as Kochman walks. Dusty Baker says that's what happens in spring training. A guy has to work through a dead arm period. Best case scenario, hopefully, is that in another week he will be ready. Joe wants to be here now, says Dusty Baker, but he's not quite ready to be here from the reports. We have to do what's best for Joe and what's best for us. End quote. Kochman walks. He's at first now. Curtis Pride in the bottom of the 8th. Nobody out. And the breaking ball, a strike on the outer part of the plate. Good pitch. First baseman Hoffpower holding with the runner. Stingers 6, Cubs 2 here in the bottom of the 8th. Double play depth in the infield. Iowa in the 9th inning will send up Hoffpower, Soto, and Moriarty. Again, the 6th inning was a pivotal inning tonight. It was a 3-2 game. Cubs down by a run, top of the 6th. They had the bases loaded, 1 out, did not score. That pitch lone outside, ball 1, 1-1 on Pride. Giovanni Soto and Mike Moriarty were both called out on strikes. Lee, starting pitcher, struck out the side in the 2nd and again in the 6th. And then in the bottom of the inning, a big 3-run home run by Nick Gourneau for the Stingers as they opened up a 6-2 lead, and that's where we stand in the bottom of the 8th inning. High fly ball center field. Dwayne Bacon sets his sights on it. The catch made, and that is out number 1. So Pride probably won't hit for the cycle. He flies to center, and the batter will be Nick Gourneau. He had that home run. He's 1 for 3. One out, 1 on in the bottom of the 8th. Thanks for joining us tonight for Iowa Cubs baseball from Salt Lake City. Joe Borowski's pitch, a cut and a miss. Gourneau down a strike. Looked like a breaking ball. Steve Young, as usual, great work at the controls. This is Dean Ellis. We'll be back with you tomorrow, 2:35 on the air, 3 o'clock game time. The Cubs and the Stingers from Salt Lake. That is Central Time. Garneau popped it up into right center in between Trinidad Hubbard and Dwayne Bacon, and calling and catching the center fielder for the second out. Back-to-back catches for Dwayne Bacon, and the batter will be Luke Allen. Allen is lined out, grounded out, struck out. In the bottom of the eighth, Salt Lake ahead 6-2. Kochman takes his lead. Check of the runner by Joe Borowski. The pitch is low and away, ball one. John Lester will start tomorrow's game, backed up by Bobby Brownlee. Scott Dunn, right-hander, will go for Salt Lake. 3 o'clock Central Time tomorrow. Runner goes. Pitch outside, throw by Giovanni Soto. The tag by the shortstop, and Kochman caught stealing. That was his second stolen base attempt this season, and he is yet to be successful. No runs, no hits as we wrap up the eighth inning. We go to the ninth in Salt Lake. The Stingers 6, the Iowa Cubs 2. This is iCubs Baseball on KXNO.
If you love the smell of fresh-cut grass, we understand that you don't want to spend all day mowing. Try the John Deere LX280 on for size. With an 18-horsepower V-twin engine and 48-inch mower deck, it can get through any yard with the reliable precision and durability that has made John Deere famous. Add in twin-touch automatic transmission, standard cruise control, a comfortable high-back seat, and a long list of attachments. You've got a mower that gets the job done right. And now, with 6 months, no payments, and no interest, you can mow all summer for almost nothing. Visit your Central Iowa John Deere lawn and garden dealers to get the customer service, free delivery, yearly maintenance, and extended warranties that only a John Deere dealer can provide. Get one today at Great American Outdoor on 100th Street in Urbandale, Army Post Road in Des Moines, and Ankeny Boulevard in Ankeny. Farmer's Supply north of Colfax on Highway 117. Ryerson's on Main Street in Nevada and Story City. Van Wall Equipment, Highway 141 east of Perry, Highway 210 east of Madrid, and Airport Road in Ames. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
For a refreshing change from the ordinary hotel, make your next stay in Des Moines the most enjoyable ever. Stay at the Wildwood Lodge, located just off the University exit of I-8035. The Wildwood Lodge is now offering a special Iowa Cubs package for 2 or 4 fans. The package includes hats, tickets to the game, concession dollars, and lodging, starting at only $129. Only 15 minutes from Principal Park. The Wildwood Lodge. Call 1-800-728-1223 or go to wildwoodlodge.com.
1460 KXNO.
Last chance for the Cubs. They are behind 6-2. Eric Sir back to the hill, supporting Lee. Corey Lee, the starter. 7 strong innings. He's in line to win the game. Struck out 9 Cubs. Sir had a 3-up, 3-down eighth. And now he opposes Micah Hoffpower, Giovanni Soto, and Mike Moriarty. 6, 7, 8 hitters, and manager Mike Quaddy's lineup. Q coaching third. Dino Ebel getting a right-hander up in his bullpen. Salt Lake, they've won 3 in a row. Micah Hoffpower has walked and singled. He's 1 for 2. Top of the ninth. Stingers lead 6-2. The Cubs have only 4 hits in the game. Fastball over the plate at the knees, a strike. Center fielder Pride playing towards left center. Here's the 0-1 by Sir. Outside, ball 1, 1-1. CYR. Eric with 2 C's. 1-1 pitch. On the outside edge, a strike. 1-2 on Micah Hoffpower. 8 in a row now set down by Salt Lake pitching. In fact, Micah, the last Cub to get on base. Off-speed pitch is high, ball 2, 2-2 the count. Stingers lead 6-2 in the ninth. The Cubs got a couple of runs in the ninth inning last night in Colorado Springs, but still lost. Fouled at the plate. We mentioned John Lester tomorrow for the Iowa Cubs against Scott Dunn. Monday night it will be John Karanka versus right-hander Doug Sessions. And Tuesday a day game, Raul Valdez for the Cubs and Dustin Mosley for Salt Lake. Ground ball to third. Pavkovich diving to his left, got his body on it, but it rolls away, and that's probably a hit.
Catcher, number 18.
He made a lunging stop to his left, and the ball squirted away from him, so Micah has a base hit. Micah now batting .286, so he's closing in on a .300 average in another week. Has a solid week. Leadoff single, good start for the Cubs, and the pitch up and away to Giovanni Soto, ball one. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Boy, the 7, 8, 9 batters have struck out 6 times, 2 times each. Soto, Moriarty, and Bacon. Ground ball to the pitcher. Good stab by Sir to second for one. The shortstop Matranga on for the double play to first baseman Kochman. Two out. Mike Moriarty hits. Cubs are down to their last out as they trail 6-2 here in the ninth. Left-hander back to a full windup. And the right-handed hitting Mike Moriarty takes one high and outside, ball one. Base is empty in the top of the ninth, 6-2 Salt Lake lead. Sir rocks and deals, and a pitch at the knees on the inside part of the plate, strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Back to the inside corner for strike 2. Good pitch. And now the Cubs are down to their last strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mike Moriarty. Swing and a miss. He struck him out to win the game. No runs, 1 hit, no one left on, and Salt Lake takes game 1 of this 4-game series. The Stingers have won 4 in a row. Final score, Salt Lake 6, Iowa 2. I'll be back with the game totals in just a moment here on KXNO.
Bank of America, the official bank of baseball, and the Iowa Cubs are asking for fans to help us honor our community's finest teachers, police officers, firefighters, and healthcare workers who exemplify higher standards by showing dedication to their community above and beyond the call of duty. If you know one of these local heroes, pick up and fill out an application form available at Principal Park. It's that easy to nominate your hero as a Bank of America Neighborhood Champion. Nominations close May 20th. All Bank of America Neighborhood Champions will be celebrated July 4th at Principal Park.
Worried about how rising interest rates will affect your home equity loan? No one can help you like a Wells Fargo banker. They can introduce you to innovative products like a Smart Fit Home Equity Account. It's a home equity account that lets you lock in the certainty of a low monthly payment. And it's only from Wells Fargo. Call, click, or stop by Wells Fargo to learn more about how a Smart Fit Home Equity Account can help you get to your next stage today. Wells Fargo, the next stage. Wells Fargo Bank and member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey Cub fans, another exciting season of Iowa Cubs baseball under the lights is made possible by Iowa's own Musco Lighting. Musco Lighting is a world-class leader in sports lighting. Musco specializes in permanent and temporary lighting services, including major and minor league baseball stadiums across the country. Musco Lighting also makes sports lighting happen around the world, from NASCAR super speedways to Olympic Games to hometown Little League fields. Supporting the Iowa Cubs, Musco Lighting, a world-class leader in sports lighting.
Fitness World West offers a great environment with a friendly and helpful staff that cares about you achieving your goals. Professional certified trainers at Fitness World West conduct free, ongoing health assessments and design a workout program for every member to ensure success. Fitness World West has a comfortable atmosphere that is unique in that it accommodates a wide variety of users and everyone feels welcome. Call Fitness World West at 223-5111 to receive a free trial membership. It's easy. Just call 223-5111 and see how much fun fitness can be.
Papa John's pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Attention baseball fans, call your local Papa John's for our home run special. Get a large pizza with up to 3 toppings of your choice for only $9.99.
Papa John's. Better call Papa.
Cerise Thompson here for Spindustry Systems. If you had a great billboard, would you put it in the middle of the desert where there are no roads? Would you put it in the middle of hundreds of other signs so it was hard to see? Of course not. You'd put it front and center. Well, that's just what Spindustry Search Engine Marketing will do with your website. Put it front and center. And we won't use spamming to do it. Spindustry Search Engine Marketing is compliant, affordable, and it works. Contact us at spindustry.com.
1460 KXNO.
Salt Lake wins their 4th in a row. The Stingers with 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error tonight. They left only 2 men on. They made the most of their runners. Iowa Cubs, 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors, leaving 6. 3 left on base in the 6th inning. Winning pitcher Corey Lee, 9 strikeouts in 7 innings. He's now 2-1. Darren Oliver, the loss, 2 starts, 2 losses with the Cubs. He's 1-2 in the league. A 2-hour, 8-minute game, 8,099. Tonight's attendance, a good turnout on a very lovely Saturday night here at Franklin Covey Field. Stay tuned. We'll have the highlights of this game. Also, the Morton scoreboard, part of the Extra Innings postgame show coming up next. Again, the final from Salt Lake, the Stingers 6, the Iowa Cubs 2, here on KXNO.
You've been listening to Iowa Cubs baseball. Stay tuned. The Extra Innings postgame show is right around the corner. Today's game was brought to you by Great Clips, Wells Fargo, Carl Budig, Blank Children's Hospital, Mediacom, by Musco Lighting, the Iowa Stars, and American TV, by your Des Moines Metro Ford dealers, Mid-States Ford, Dewey Ford, Charles Givas Ford, Noble Ford, and Quality Ford, by Papa John's Pizza, available at Principal Park, Morton System Saber Salt, American Family Insurance, Sonic America's Drive-In, by Coventry Healthcare, because good health is everything, Post Cereal, breakfast made right, and by Dairy Queen. Follow the iCubs this season on Des Moines Sports Station, 1460 AM KXNO. Broadcast rights for today's game are the property of the Greater Des Moines Baseball Company. The Extra Innings postgame show is next.
Wells Fargo knows how difficult it is to keep your finances organized. That's why we introduced My Spending Report, a free new tool available exclusively through online banking at wellsfargo.com with any Wells Fargo checking account. It organizes spending from your Wells Fargo check card, credit card, checking account, and online bill pay service all in one place. Best of all, it automatically sorts your card and bill pay spending into familiar categories, so organizing your finances is as easy as point and click. Wells Fargo, the next stage. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Papa John's pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Attention baseball fans, call your local Papa John's for our home run special. Get a large pizza with up to 3 toppings of your choice for only $9.99.
Papa John's. Better call Papa.
Coventry Healthcare of Iowa proudly supports the Iowa Cubs. The same traits leading to a sports success are found in an effective health plan: strength, flexibility, excelling at fundamentals. It's why hundreds of local employers have picked Coventry for their health coverage. They win with best-in-class service, a large team of participating providers, and a playbook full of affordable product options, because good health is everything. By focusing on doing one thing well, Coventry will continue to not only be competitive, but a leader in their league. It's a formula for success iCubs squads have always known.
During Ford's National Test Drive event, people love getting into our Ford Explorer. Trouble is, getting them out. Which really comes as no surprise to us, because Ford Explorer has been the best-selling SUV for the last 13 years running. Featuring seating for 7, roll stability control, and a smooth-riding independent rear suspension, it's no wonder that Explorer is trusted more than any other SUV on the planet. It's Ford's National Test Drive event. Visit your local Ford store today for a great deal on the best-selling Ford Explorer. Built for the Midwest and only from your local Ford store.
I never wanted a Coke so bad in my life like the time I threw a party for the big game. I went all out. Filet mignon, vegetarian lasagna, cheese souffle. I'm ecstatic. People are lingering by the buffet. It must be the lobster fra diavolo. And then I hear...
You got any Coke to go with these mini chickens?
Horrified at my oversight, I explain no, there is no Coke. And those are Cornish game hens. I continue to field questions like...
Stace, you got any Coke to wash down that meat with the mustard sauce?
I mumble no, and FYI, that's Kobe beef with hollandaise sauce. You know, the beef from massaged cows.
Oh, it's good. Well, where's the Coke?
As I watch my party spiral downwards, I look out the window and notice my neighbor Dana's station wagon. It's packed with Coke. Do I dare? Dana, I'll watch your kids for a weekend. Everyone got Coke. I got compliments. Thank you, Dana, for only having 2 kids.
Go gourmet if you want. Just don't forget the Coke to wash it all down. Coca-Cola. Make it real.
Bank of America, the official bank of baseball, and the Iowa Cubs are asking for fans to help us honor our community's finest teachers, police officers, firefighters, and healthcare workers who exemplify higher standards by showing dedication to their community above and beyond the call of duty. If you know one of these local heroes, pick up and fill out an application form available at Principal Park. It's that easy to nominate your hero as a Bank of America Neighborhood Champion. Nominations close May 20th. All Bank of America Neighborhood Champions will be celebrated July 4th at Principal Park.
1460 KXNO.
Des Moines Sports Station KXNO and Greater Des Moines Baseball Company now present the Extra Innings Postgame Show. A recap of today's Iowa Cubs game and the latest Major League and Pacific Coast League scores on the Morton System Saver Salt scoreboard. Here's Dean Ellis.
Welcome back to Franklin Covey Field in Salt Lake City. They've got the youngsters, hundreds of youngsters lined up to run the bases. It was a nice night for Stinger fans. Their team wins it 6-2. They've got a first-place team, recently a 6-game losing streak, but right on the heels of that, now they've won 4 in a row, including tonight's conquest of the Iowa Cubs. 6-2 is the final. Salt Lake got off to a quick start. The second batter, Jeff Mathis, with a base hit off the glove of third baseman Scott McLean, followed by a single by Casey Kochman. And then Curtis Pride hit one high, hit one deep to center, just out of the reach of center fielder Dwayne Bacon, and landed in the warning track and went for a 2-run triple. And Salt Lake had the early 2-0 lead. They scored again in the third on back-to-back doubles by Kochman and Pride. Kochman would be 3 for 3 in the game with a walk, and Curtis Pride had a single, double, and a triple in the reverse order, triple, double, single, and would finish 3 for 4, 3 RBI. Kochman, by the way, scored 3 runs, so the 3-4 hitters for Salt Lake really paced their offense. But they led 3-0 before Scott McLean homered with a man on base in the fourth inning to make it a 3-2 game. That was the 250th career home run for Scott McLean. The Cubs whittled it down to a 1-run deficit, but the key inning tonight was the 6th inning, as the Cubs had the bases loaded in the top of the inning and 1 out, but called third strikes, and back-to-back hitters Giovanni Soto and Mike Moriarty left the bases loaded, and then Salt Lake, Gorno hit a home run with 2 men on base in the bottom of the inning. Nick Gorno connected off Darren Oliver to give Salt Lake a 6-2 lead, and that's how the game ended, as Kochman and Pride had single ahead of Gorno, and Gorno the home run, and Salt Lake wins it by a 6-2 score, and that's their 20th win of the season, while the Iowa Cubs are now 13-23 on the season. Let's look now at our Morton scoreboard. Morton System Saver Salt brings you all the scores, beginning with big league results in the National League. It was St. Louis coming back to win over the Mets 7-6. These are finals. Roger Clemens and the Astros over the Giants 4-1. Cincinnati with an 8-run win at Philadelphia 12-4. Pittsburgh shuts out Milwaukee 2-0. Now games in progress in the fourth inning. Washington scores again. They lead Chicago 4-1. In the bottom of the ninth at Denver, Arizona is ahead of the Rockies 10-4. In the third, San Diego 2, Florida 0. Atlanta leads at Los Angeles 1-0. That game in the bottom of the third. Over in the American League, Cleveland has shaded Toronto 3-2. The Angels and the Tigers, a doubleheader split. LA Angels won the first game 4-2. Tigers took the second game 3-2. Baltimore down Chicago 9-6. It was Kansas City getting by Tampa Bay 6-5. And Kenny Rogers in Texas blanked Minnesota 5-0. The Yankees are ahead at Oakland 15-3. That game in the 5th inning. Boston, Seattle, no score in the 3rd. Turning the page now to the Pacific Coast League. Las Vegas at Nashville. That game rained out. In Memphis, Tucson defeated the Redbirds 4-2. They are in the 9th inning at Round Rock, and Round Rock is ahead of Portland 3-1. Albuquerque hosting Tacoma. The Rainiers ahead 4-3 in the 5th. Omaha tops the Sky Sox at Colorado Springs 6-4 in the 6th inning, while Oklahoma has the early lead of Fresno 1-0 in the 3rd. And New Orleans and Sacramento, that game is scoreless in the 3rd inning. We can update you on West Tennessee. The Cubs AA team picked up a win at Chattanooga tonight by a score of 7-3. J.K. Rue picked up the win. Home runs for Greenberg and PA as part of a 4-run first. West Tennessee wins it 7-3 at Chattanooga. That's the latest we have on the Morton scoreboard. We'll wrap things up by reminding you we are back with you tomorrow for a day game, 2:35 for the pregame show, including At the Yard, hosted by Pete Weber. Join us for that program, part of our On Deck Circle pregame show tomorrow. And the first pitch at 3 o'clock, and these are Central Times, Iowa time. 3 o'clock tomorrow, John Lester for the Iowa Cubs and Scott Dunn for the Salt Lake Stingers. Again tonight, Salt Lake wins the first game of this series, Salt Lake 6 and the Iowa Cubs 2. Until tomorrow, for Steve Young, our engineer, this is Dean Ellis saying thanks for listening and a pleasant good night from Franklin Covey Field here in beautiful Salt Lake City.
Thanks for joining us for the Extra Innings postgame show, featuring a recap of today's iCubs game and all the scores on the Morton System Saver Salt scoreboard. To follow Iowa Cubs action all season long, stay tuned to Des Moines Sports Station, 1460 AM KXNO, radio home of the Iowa Cubs.